Hey, welcome back to Métropole Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's a Thursday night, May 8th, 2025. Hopefully you are doing well. We have an evening of Netrunner in front of us, and into that we will dive. How's everyone's Thursday been so far? I've been recording this afternoon. I was recording some Marvel Champions. Got into a game that lasted 2 hours, and it was a good fight. But boy, did it take too much time, and I have to edit it now and see if anyone will watch an hour 45-minute video. Hey, League Infidel, how's it going? Welcome, sup, how you doing? Hey, Bagels. Brandon saying it's the grid on the way to lose at locals. Wish me, well, not luck, but good sportsmanship, I guess. Yeah, I mean, you can always be a sport, that's for sure, Brennan. Hopefully you have a good time. Daojan, how you doing? Hey, Pop Culture Detective. Hey, how's it going? You get like a nice little highlight around your name for, I guess, being a verified YouTuber. How have you been finding Elevation? I reckon you might be diving back in. It's been a minute. Hopefully you're well. It feels like we haven't done the deck list of the week in a long time, and now we actually get like modern Elevation deck list of the week. And this is Control Madani, Undefeated, Broken from Whiteblade. Good old Shaper Blame Changer or whatever. This is a list that actually came up in context because Snare Bears published a list or published a video up on Jeff's channel in which a bunch of Snare Bears come together and talk about what they found out from testing so far. And this is a list that they've been putting together. I think so far, even I've seen internally, like this list has changed and moved around. And the short of the long is like Madani is a pretty good card. I don't know. It was like seeing this and then playing against it is two different things. The idea that this can host everything and then you can install one thing per turn is really, really powerful. And it just makes that you can take all of these programs that you don't have the click compression to install and just for one click dump them here. And that means functionally, you should never install a program from your hand, really. You should just put it on here and then install it from here unless you're doing something else. But then it doubles down on a bunch of the other economy stuff, right? Like DZMZ becomes a double. it becomes 2 credits per like, you know, turn cycle, because you can drop one program clicklessly on your turn, one program clicklessly on your opponent's turn, and then this becomes such a force multiplier that allows you to get set up. I think what's also really fascinating about this deck, well, of course, it's on Basilar, so we're going to take a core damage, 2 core damage, and then just have this like functionally, it's like a 7 or 8 click shaper, which is kind of wild. And then on top of it, it's not a Knickknack deck. This is not a Knickknack O'Brien deck, which is kind of surprising in terms of context of the new elevation meta, because Knickknack is the sort of, you know, the card that's meant to be Aesop's Pawn Shop, that's meant to push you forward by trashing things. But I think what I've seen from testing so far is like, you don't need Knickknack. You do run, but not that much. But the big problem with Knickknack is you only have so many targets, and those targets are better off to spec work, which is kind of really funny. I don't think Knickknack is doomed. I do think Knickknack is going to see play in a bunch of decks, and it might even be right in this deck as a one of. I'm not sure. I haven't played this at all, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But then the question is like, what are you spending your recursion on? Are you recurring your fermenters? Or are you recurring your coalescences? I don't think you're recurring your coalescences without Knickknack, so you're probably recurring your breakers and stuff like that. New set will arrive next week. Oh, sick! Enjoy. It's been really, really exciting. I think a lot of people have been having a fun time diving in. Weaver, I printed out 1.4x scale print and play files for my low vision girlfriend yesterday, the area of 2 regular cards. Yo, how do you sleeve that up? Like just massive cards? That's really cool. I don't think I've ever seen that, but like, of course that must exist. That's sick. Hopefully it works out well. Daria, soup tube stream. I'm not even sure what those words mean. How you doing? Daria, I've been playing more, what's it called? Phoenix, and actually been enjoying it. I got to play that Phoenix versus Alco matchup and like realized, yeah, I'm good. I'm okay, which has been like a really nice turning point. Baza, how's it going? I believe you were in the Gatineau event like 2 weekends ago. Sorry I couldn't make it out, but I heard good things about the gang there. Alco playtester salivating when seeing Basilar. Yo, Paul, what's up? Like, maybe you don't play this against the sort of damage decks. Maybe 3 Nuke is enough. My guess is it's not. Or sorry, 2 Stone Ship is enough. My guess is not. But I don't think you need this card. The benefit of this card also is, of course, you install it clicklessly. Magdalen's ability is like, feels a bit anti-synergistic when you're dumping, you know, 4 cards at a single click onto Madani, but obviously it helps with your setup and it gives you that sort of lat type click compression, which like people like that a fair bit. Hey, Rona, how's it going? Glad to see you streaming, John. We would not miss it. Actually, in terms of missing it, we probably are going to miss it. So normally we stream Thursday nights on Tuesdays, and I'm pretty sure next Tuesday I will not be here, so there'll be no stream at the regular time. If that's the case, we'll just do a catch-up stream on like Wednesday afternoon, I think. But there's a big chance I'm not here for the weekend. I don't think I'll be back on Tuesday. This deck has made me consider all sorts of things to try and kill the Madani Zato, maybe. I think if you kill the loaded Madani, it's like really, really bad. I think Public Trail Retribution, like that's a big thing. Even just like any of the meat damage stuff that cares about low card hand size is a problem against Basilar, and I think that might be a bit more direct. But I don't know how powerful this is. I don't know how fast it runs. Its Breaker Suite is really good, and I do think I understand why you want to recur the Breaker Suite more than you want to recur the Coalescences forever. How's it going, by the way, Solmir? I'm still waiting for people to remember that synth clans aren't good because I fully rate how busted Mags is. Hey, I don't know about this, like, the fact that when you install it on your turn using regular means, it doesn't give you the allotted click is like pretty rough. I don't know. I think people say like, you know, if you have low hand size, it's easier for Magdalene to hit, you know, over hand size. And I kind of don't believe that. Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I think I have to play it more. But the idea is if I'm on 2 cards in hand and my hand size is 3, I still have to draw 2 cards as opposed to if I was like on 4 cards in hand and my hand size was 5. Like, doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I guess it does mean like playing a single spec work makes you, or sorry, playing a single ritual gives you closer, and you do have ritual synergy with Basilar, which is definitely worth something. But I can't tell whether being on low hands is actually good. It seems really strange to me. Tell us about Deep Dive and how busted it is. Diogen, I'll definitely do that after this. Well, I'll do a recap on, what's it called? On our GNK on Tuesday. But for sure, I think Deep Dive's in a really weird spot right now. It's so fun because you just mill Alco if you're playing the correct Phoenix deck. Yeah, Daria, that's what I did. I just like kept milling, and I think my opponent, Antoine, mind you, hello Antoine, realized like I probably should not have res that, you know, an enemy on HQ, because it was just straight damage for everyone. It was a lot of fun. Great to see some folks from Montreal come out. Yeah, for sure. I'm stoked that people are traveling again. Hey, dude, I played a bunch of this Magdalene deck and it seems quite good, though I found my version post by Whiteblade just doesn't have enough money, though I think it's not good. It's got good bones. Yeah, I don't know. I do think you have to like sit on Fermenter a lot for this. I don't know whether you're like just Coalescence musing for Econ infinitely. My guess is you're not. I also think this deck can do different things, right? Like there's a big chance that you can play a copy of the thing that gives you a click. Like you're already a Basilar deck and you can definitely play Peach of Chant. Like why don't you Deep Dive? Maybe that doesn't work well with Maggie's text where you want to get things on the table. But I could see this like going in a lot of different places. I feel like the catalogers feel a bit too slow to me, but I'm not sure. Lilypad and Mag is super fun too. Yeah, I wonder how much like, this is what I'm upset about Madani currently is like, Why play Arasana anymore? I feel like they just gave Arasana's text box to every shaper, let alone Anarch. Like, it's only 2 influence. Like, why play Arasana? I think it's a really weird spot. The sort of like game plan of installing things at instant speed. If you just put a Muse on Madani, you're functionally probably a better Arasana. And then you can play any other identity. That's what I don't fully understand. But like this card is, I think there's still reasons to play other shaper consoles. I feel like, oh, it's 3 influence. You're right. Yeah, you play 2 for 6. Yeah, that's actually true. But like, I feel like Onacom is going to see less playing shaper than ever because you lost like Creative Commission, you functionally sort of lost Diesel, you lost Trick Shot in the last little while. And so like event-based shaper doesn't feel like it has the package. But I do think Lilypad is still interesting. But like Madani just seems, I don't know, pretty good. I'm also worried that Benatti is an overwhelming card. We were playing a game against I think it was Tron, and like Tron had a Madani with 2 Muses on it, 2 other breakers, a Simulchip, and we knew that he had in hand a Peach of Sean. And I think if I had to freeze frame that part of the game and then write down on a piece of paper, what is the shaper capable of doing on the upcoming turn? I think I would run out of paper. Like it's making it super overwhelming to try and decipher board state. And maybe that's because people are stacking 6 or 7 cards on this and it's really hard to tell what's going on. But like just the fact that you can like instant speed Muse on their turn, on your turn, it's very, very hard to tell what they can do. Seems wild. Yo, Gyro, how's it going? I managed to kill Madani in a lot of my games, so I'm like, let's shaper cook because I'm going to poison their soup. How are you killing it? It's like Retribution? I'm not sure how else. I don't know how this just doesn't die to any 4 damage card. Yeah, you have to like preemptively fire Stone Chip, which seems a bit difficult. I don't know. You could play Tag Tech. I'm not sure you are. I think you just have a lot of money and you don't run a lot. But yeah, I could see it being an issue for sure. I just don't know how much of the meta is that. They were oversized MTG cards, 3.5 times 5. Oh, like the Commander ones, right? So there's still a good amount of sleeves for that size around for sale. Backing can be done with 2 MTG cards or common index card. That's sick. Can you explain why no Hippocampic Mechanocytes? Oh, because the card's not good. I don't like this card. It is not worth charging. On its own, it just gives you +1 maximum hand size, which if that's what you're trying to do, you might as well just play the T400. Right? Like if you just want hand size, you can just play T400 and that's fine. But this card is like negative, like you lose cards. You get +1 hand size for each power counter. So no, actually, no, you're right. You have 2 hand size. I just think that this card is not necessary for the meta. If you're dying to things, maybe, but I'm pretty sure you just don't play the other stuff. Like you just don't play the Mechanocytes and then, or not the Mechanocytes, you don't play the Basilar. But this card is just like very, very expensive. It's 2 cards just to give yourself +2 hand size. Like it doesn't seem like it matters a lot. I don't know. I've never seen this be the thing that you want to pursue. Even if you're like, you know, unless you're playing Pudma and you want to get an infinite hand size to beat out the band. Genshin Keeling doesn't make a lot of sense. 5-click turn, that's 6 with Mag. It's 5. How's it going, Lucille? It's 5 with Basilar. It's 6 with Maggie. It's 8 with Madani. Because Madani gives you a click on your turn and a click on your opponent's turn. Now, obviously, installing the stuff on Madani does eat that, so it's not truly an 8-click turn, but functionally, it's an 8-click runner. Because you get 2 Madani clicks, 1 Maggie click, 4 normal clicks, and then a Basilar click, which is like kind of wild. It's actually pretty damn wild. I have the same misconception. You don't play synth enable mag, you play mag to enable synth gland. Huh. Yo, Tron, how's it going? I've been churning through corp decks as logos with my Ryu blend. She's such a great idea. Yeah, Ryu's actually like, it's been a roller coaster. I've had bad matchups and then I've played a different version of the deck. I'm not sure if I want to play Détente anymore. I know it's probably okay, but I feel like I need to find the blend that works well for me. I'm really excited because I did play Phoenix at the GNK. Unfortunately, I only got 1 game in because the GNKs are a bit strange around here. But yeah, it was a really fun game. Madani Mercury is a real startup deck, which is fun to see as well. Oh, that's kind of cool. Madani Ari. Lilypad Mag survives 4 damage. Yeah, as long as you can preempt it, right? Like that's the problem is as soon as they play their measured response, you don't have a window to fire the Stone Chip. You don't have a window to fire Lilypad. So you have to be like, before your turn starts, before your first click more accurately, you're going to fire this combo off, which is like a bit expensive, but you could do it. Hippocampic is Steel Skin fires in the Shaper. Sorry, Pigman. I ended up joining T400 to get to the 4 hand size. You need the mem slots even with these at MZ. Hey, Loy. I wonder how much MU we're going to run into because like that's a big thing about Madani. It does not give you MU as a console, which is pretty rare. So we definitely want DZs. I don't know if we need 3 DZs. I'm not sure how much of our engine is going to stay on the table or not. Jessica, I haven't watched much in a long time, but spent the past few days binging all your post-elevation VODs. Thank you. They're fantastic. Glad you've been enjoying them. We did the whole like week-long stream, which is a lot of fun. I kind of miss it. Fun in ESSA. Can't imagine playing Hippo elsewhere. I don't even know if I've seen a lot of people playing in ESSA, but I have seen people try it in ESSA. I'm not sure you need it. Evan, how's it going? Why play Arasana if you can have Madani is like, why play Anarch not named Hosh? I would argue against that. I do think some of the Anarchs are kind of like interesting to play. I don't think like I think the Rio's deck can only be played by Ryu. I'm not convinced that the Ryu deck is better as a Hosh deck. Okay, hold on. I probably should think about that. There's a chance. Discard install program to end turn on 4 cards, no prempt required. Oh, sure, but I mean, you still have to do that before they spend their click. So you can do it at the end of your turn. Oh, I see what you mean. You do it because with Maggie, you do it. Oh, actually, that's kind of fun. I get it now. So the idea is that when your turn ends with Maggie, you install a program, which means you beat the end of turn window, and so you're on 4 cards in hand. That's actually kind of cool. I could see that. That's kind of neat. The shame is like, I really like Lilypad. I want to play more Lilypad. And I imagine the Lilypad deck will actually be a knickknack deck where you just kind of sell yourself for it. But I'll give this a shot. I think this deck is going to be a bit tricky. I think this deck is going to have the Shaper trick or the Shaper like difficulty of understanding what of your engine is disposable. How quickly do you have to muse out a Fermenter if that's a play line at all, and understanding where your money comes from. Because the deck has very limited money, right? Like we're not on telework, we're not on Creative Commission anymore. So it's just like Sure Gamble, Spec Work, and then Fermenter Coalescence. The thing is our breakers are really cheap. Like Revolver is very good. Oiler on the turn it comes down from the Madani is also super good. We don't have any strength boosting cheats. Propeller is really, really good. You can recur this infinitely. And then at some point, maybe we have to Ashen. I can't tell. Slap Bundle is also kind of weird. Be careful. Are you a real Shaper player? I mean, I feel like I get pegged in the camp of somebody who can't play Shaper, which like, I kind of like playing Shaper a bit. Ian, there's no shot you're a Shaper player. I don't think I've ever seen that, have I? Import deck. Playing Shaper is cringe anyways. This is the thing that I'm not like sure about. I won't even eat green M&Ms. Is like, I don't know how you build Shaper in 2025. I feel like maybe this is unfair. Maybe it's actually true about all factions. I feel like the access to economy engines you have in Shaper is countable easily on one hand. Maybe even like 3 fingers. Like, how do you make economy in Shaper? I think it seems super limited. I think unless you're playing like Spec Work, Coalescence, or Knickknack, it's like Fermenter, and then kind of end a list. Like maybe Telework is enough. Maybe you can import events and play Onicom. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe in Lat. But I feel like there's just not that many ways to get economy. Literally just Knickknack. Yeah, that's what's weird. It's like I feel like the whole faction has the same econ engine no matter what you're doing. And I think you could argue that's the same for Anarch. But like Anarch decks can exist outside of credits, it seems modernly. Like Banhar is a hell of a drug. But like all Shaper decks feel like they have the same econ engine at this point. Cacophony Padma barely needs econ. Yeah. Playing Shaper is cool now because it's weaker. Hey Bane, how's it going? Sanjay, I really want a Retribution to Synth Client at some point. I don't think it's a coherent plan, but it seems like a blast. Yeah, I don't know how you get rid of this modernly. I think it's only Retribution, right? I played Au revoir. Woo, does that count? Nah, it's a criminal deck. You're fine. Let's go. We're in. Playing against London. That's what I'm saying. All right, we're playing against Auco. How is our Auco matchup? We have an Azamut, but that's all we have. I'm not sure against Auco if we actually take the core damage. If you've done your homework, you know this list basically. Interesting. So I think there's a couple Auco decks around. I think the one I'm most familiar with is the one that my testing group is playing, and I think it's absolutely cracked. That being said, there's others, and some of the regional variants are like surprisingly different. Some people are posting really strange ones that actually like build remote servers and score on remote servers. I'm like more used to the, 3 moon pool, cohort, all that sort of stuff. I don't know whether I have to face check, worry about Saisantan. Locally in Montreal, they play Saisantan. I haven't seen Saisantan everywhere. This hand is, we have Fermenter, we have Nuka. The Chromatophores I don't care about. Madani is not great. I just don't know how we do with this. I think we need to get the Azamut down turn 1. I think Fermenter is fine. We might face check into a Fly Swatter, but the only card I really care about in my hand is Nuka and Fermenter. I think for that reason we mulligan. I think it got not a lot worse, but not better. One Azamut is fine. We search it out and then click to draw a bunch. Yeah, this deck doesn't have SMC. Yeah, we're cooked. I think everyone in the Montreal meta added 1 Saisantan just for you. Paul, they're on 3 Saisantan. And I'm trying to like Banhar through ice and I'm dying. I haven't died yet. In my experience, you absolutely do not take core damage for Zoko. Yeah, I'd be surprised if that's right. I was playing with a similar list this week and I low-key think Masterwork 2X could work with Mag. Whoa, you have enough hardware, you think? If only there's a Shaper ID that gave you credits. Laura, I like Dewi a lot, but I think Dewi like needs to play Madani too. And also does play Knickknack. Polish mega cities this weekend, the first one in the world. What IDs are we betting on? This one over here, maybe Nebula. All right. This is not going to be good for us. Cupulation is nice as a way to beat the big thing. Hostile. We need to get our money up. So if we draw into a sure gamble, I don't know what to do here. We want to discard cards. The problem is if we play against Alco, we'll probably never be on hand size. So I don't know what to do about this. The things that we have to run on the table is Bladderwort and Cohort. So we could do check, check, and then just credit. Alco decks I've been running to have largely been playing like the old P decks. They're kind of playing more like really acidy stuff. Anthill, okay, so I haven't done any homework. I don't know what's going on here. We just want 1 credit for Fermenter. Cohort, can't have that. So if this is a Bladderwort, it's what, 3 to trash? Hope for the best. Discard down. What? Yeah, okay, that scared me. I've been doing Penny Shaver Daily. I really love it. Yeah, I think Daily is like the cool shaper to play against assets. Like it seems really fun. Your Daily deck on stream really helped me get going. How did you end up cutting cards? And I guess you're not playing Madani. That seems so wild. I think we muse for it. Yeah, I think we have to. Okay, it was a spin, so we ran the right ones. So this being a Cohort or a Bladderwort would be the bad thing. If it's a Bladderwort, it won't fire because they can't res underneath it. Having a Revolver is a nice on the face check, so I think we just continue to set up here. The issue is we have a credit problem. And if we hit this, we're going to be on no credits. So if we do Nuka into Nuka, it's bad. How do we get liquidity? We have a liquidity issue. Having to pilot this deck for the first time and also play against Alco is like, yeah. We need to like play very, very leanly. So if we install Nuka, use Nuka, we're on 7 cards in hand, 1 credit. I don't want to crack Fermenter right away. Getting the Revolver down before we lose it is not super important. I just think we're going to be clicking for a lot of credits. Yeah, that's what I imagined. So Cataloger, obviously Spin Doctor's on the table. We don't want that. I think we just need to click for credits so we can sure gamble out of this hole, but that sounds hideous. So maybe we just install the cup here. I can't think we crack the Fermenter next turn. I just want to crack the Fermenter on a turn that we have a Simul chip. The Cupulation is really good in the matchup. Nuka Stone Chip? Yeah, I want the Stone Chip just for panic. Oh, it's an auto. I have no idea what's going on here. Literally no clue what's going on. This is fine that we have at least like we can flush HQ. I don't know if there's any like death combo into auto. I'm not a huge auto believer, but yeah, Cupulation is probably what we have to do to beat this. So if we run this, it's either a Samak Samoon. If it's a Fly Swatter, it's pretty bad. So I think we can do like Ritual, Crack Fermenter, Revolver, Run. On 5, the worst they can res is yeah, it's fine. Okay. That's okay. I don't want to hit fly Swatter, so we'll run here. If we take a bit of damage, we'll be fine. Even if it's like an anemone, we'll be fine. No further. Okay. Oh, sorry. Initiation. It's a Diviner. Okay. Well, what's even? What's odd? I don't know what the numbers are. We just let this fire. Cataloger's best card. Pay 2 to trash. Hopefully this isn't a Bladderwort. It's fine. Maybe let the auto take once more. They need the money. But this fired Oko, which is worse for us. Are you seeing a lot of Fly Swatters in your meta? It's very rare around here. I love the card. I just watched a bit of the Axu, did the tier list on Axu's channel with Ba and Augie. I don't think they like the card at all, but I think the card's amazing. You're playing a bunch of assets that trash themselves just to play some Tempo Jinteki. It looks like it, yeah. Yo, SRN, we're going to be playing some Shaper stuff. Right now we're doing the deck list of the week, which has been a nice little thing to do. So Bladderwort, if it's a Samak Samoon or a Tattoo Bola, that's pretty bad. We have no way to trick into here. Yeah, Fly Swatter good. I think Fly Swatter is so absurdly good. I don't understand how people have time to purge, and no one's actually playing my virus. Having like it's a quandary for one more that purges. It like totally ruins the Phoenix deck that I'm playing too, so I really respect it. Diviner Sing play, yeah. I think people are arguing whether Diviner is worth the slot or Fly Swatter. A Fly Swatter there would have been actually better for them. It did give an Oko target, but we need to get through this Bladderwort. So getting to a Propeller would be good. We have 1 Propeller, we have Muses. We need to get our money up. So if that's the case, this Bladderwort, if they res a Samak Samoon, heaven forbid we could take the damage. Tiebreaker Scorp tier list has some really hot takes. Yeah, I'm excited to listen to it. And probably it'll be during travels over the weekend. 2 credit hard end, the run is relatively rare these days, so arguably playable. It's the cheapest on the run in the format. It's damn cheap. I'm just going to face check this, I think. If it's like for 2 credits, we break every sentry. So we're just assuming it's a Samaximon or a Tattoo. Odd, even, so 50-50 on Diviner. What do you got? You thinking an enemy me? We probably need to deal, yeah, it's a Samuk. I low-key think we take 3 damage. Very cool thing about Samak is that when you take the damage, we've suffered the damage. Oko hasn't dealt the damage. And so for that reason, you actually don't get the Oko counter, which I think we messed up the first time I played in person. But the runner suffers damage and Oko cares that you've dealt damage, which are 2 different things. I'm going to take the damage here. I think if they don't have Bladderwort, they have nothing. Keep the Fermenter. Oh, that's fine too. All right, definitely want an Azamat. That was a bit aggressive, wasn't it? Your Phoenix deck does not run Aquaceres to edge through the Fly Swatters? No, I'm on no Ice Destruction. Or at least no Aquaceres, more accurately. We could run HQ. We could run the Spin Doctor. We can run Archives. If we run Archives, what's the most damage we could take? The most damage we could take is 2 Fujis, which would be 4. Fuji Sting is still 4. This probably forces the Spin Doctor. I don't like this hand that much. I'm going to do it. They definitely have agendas in here. And on 0 credits, I don't think we're dying to Eddie kill combo. Why not host it? I'd rather host the big stuff, like when they res, if they're playing, I'm assuming they're playing Hostile Architecture, which they're not. So 2 were shuffled back in. So we got a hybrid release. Cool. But I'm pretty sure that we want to host something else, like something when we don't have money, like now. I guess we draw? God, our money sucks. We might just spec work it. Fuji Sting is 5? No, Fuji's 2, Sting is 1. Because it's no longer PE, right? Those might be your personal evolution numbers baked in. There's the FUT. Okay, so now we have to deal with FUT. The problem is FUT is 3 to trash. We might tank through the Samuk Samun. I don't want to. Maggie hasn't really fired that much. So this FUT, we either deal with now. If this is a Bladderwort, they couldn't res the last turn, so it could be a Bladderwort this turn. We need to get through here, but we might just click for 4 credits like an absolute chump. We could just tank this, right? Like our hand is not that good. A Muse for an Azuma would be huge. But we need to deal with FUT for sure. So it's either we couplate it. I think we probably couplate and then spec work the couplation. I don't know if we need multi-axis here. Every crew deck I run into is far too slow. I think Seb is really good with crew, but I feel like crew's pretty slow and expensive in non-Seb. Excuse me, that's disgusting. I don't know what I'm doing here. Do I take 3 net damage? We do have an Ashen somewhere. The problem is our money sucks. Like maybe we shouldn't have cracked the Fermenter. We lost 2 Fermenters. We need to get them back. Hopefully on a turn that we spec work. Perp ASMR stream. I need to recalibrate my microphone so we can get that filthy, filthy stream in. I might just take 4 here so we can get out of this. We could go for a single on HQ. The only bad case is this is a tithe. But then when we hit a Fuji, we take 5. So if FUT goes through, we're in a bad spot. I think we just take money. We could run here last click and then pop the Stone Chip. I don't think we want to. Muse for Azimuth is all our MU. It's 3 for 2. We could spec work the Azimuth and bring it back, which might be okay. But I think we probably just like Muse for a Propeller. Yeah, we'll probably Muse for a Propeller. That's much better. Yeah, whatever. Credit spec, see what comes up. Yeah, we could. I think the couplation could be worth something. Okay, it's a cohort. That's not good for us, but we definitely need to get that down. Because this gives them so many Oko targets. Because next turn they fire cohort and then they fire Oko. I don't get it. I don't get this identity. It is just like way too much card draw. We don't have MU from Muse Azimuth? Oh yeah, you can't trash the Muse, huh? Yeah, I guess we don't. Yeah, we'll Muse for Propeller to deal with the FUT. So we'll do credit, sure gamble, Muse, run. Cohort will fire once. I can't stop that. We just want to make sure we're not Fuji Regenesing on 3 credits. That's okay. I guess we don't have to deal with FUT here. We could deal with Diviner. So if it's an odd number end the run, we're at odd, odd, even, even, even. So we could do spec work, gamble, and run cohort. It might be more important, honestly. It'd be so funny if you face check a Diviner and then you like panic Stone Chip to hopefully get more evens in your hand. I guess if we play spec work, we could take the 1 in 3, couldn't we? Muse, Fizzarum, and the Diviner. I feel like that's not going to be a great use of the Muse. I think we need to deal with the Samuk sooner. Spec work the Muse if you need it. Yeah, I'm not sure I want to grab. Like, I think we'd actually rather slap Vandal the Diviner if anything. But I think we need to deal with FUT. It'll be a bigger problem. Actually, on this turn, on this page. On this turn, FUT isn't that big of a deal. This is a bigger deal. So maybe we do Muse for yeah, we need to deal with this. Yeah, I think Muse for Slap is probably better for Diviner. The thing is, like, Slap doesn't beat Samaxamun, but I think we just spec worth the Slap at that point. I think we just have to be a bit more fluid. Look at a Maggie firing all the time. Oh boy. I think I will use the Copulation here. Oh, this is 2 to trash. This is 3 to trash. No, I'll just pay 2. Ideas on thin ice when it comes to being strong. I think with a tad less recursion, Read Moonpool would be unplayable. Oh yeah, Moonpool's huge for it. I also think people are now tech for it. Like, I'm tech relatively heavily for this now that I play, even in casuals. Like, I feel like you have to. Like, I'm on 2 Fencer, 3 Baya, an Azimuth. Like, shit. And even then, it actually does feel really good then. I think Muslahat feels good into it, but everything else is rough. I don't even know if Muslahat's my first go-to. What I'm realizing, I haven't played Muslahat at all. It's been weeks. I haven't played Muslahat once. And I think the answer to that is, I think Muslahat is so boring. I feel like I haven't been excited to play Muslahat at all. I know people are stoked for it, but like, I want to make decisions. Muslahat is just like, you make all your decisions in deck building. And then you just play like boring Criminal. I like Red Criminal, but I'd way rather play Sable, even Zaya. You've always hated your Red Crim. I love Red Crim. Wrongy Dodge, I take offense with that. I play the heck out of Red Crim. I just think like Muslahat is like just one of the least interesting identities. I think it's good. I don't think it's the best Red Crim, but I just think it's so uninteresting. Okay, we're gonna spec work this and hope that we can deal with FUT, because this is probably Fuji, and now FUT is protecting everything. Oh, interestingly, this is where like you can stone ship start a turn for Ritual, but Ritual is draw 2. I feel like Muslahat is also just overrated and worse than Sable. I do think Sable is going to be better overall, but like, it's also important for other formats. Why not spec the Muse? Holy shit. Yeah, that was totally right. I totally forgot about this card. I should have spec'd the Muse. Do you mind? Yeah, there's no reason we should have done that. That's like strictly wrong. Thanks. Sorry, I got caught on the Muslahat tangent. Okay, let's lock in again. Yeah, we should spec the Muse. Of course we should. Okay, so here we can Ritual for 2 cards, which kind of stinks. We either need to deal with FUT or we need to deal with this. If this is an agenda, it's pretty bad. I think it's a similar decision to Lat. It's where it just went to run where? Muslahat? No, Lat is like a mini game that every turn that you have to play around and the corporation can interact with you. Lat, the corp just sits there. Sorry, Muslahat, the corp doesn't do anything. Ritual for draw 2 is the same as Stone Ship, but kind of different. Time to Stone Ship draw. Yeah, I think we do panic this Stone Ship, which feels bad. Ugh. We can't recur this if we lose it. So like, we might as well play this Ritual. I don't know. Amazingly fun, mauling over your hit rate is a great viewer engagement. Chai, that's true, actually. I think it's so frustrating when you shame draw through your lock. When you're whiff, when you have like a sure gamble in the deck and you're like, click 1 gamble and you're like grumbling about it. Like, I think that's really funny. Why are you not just tanking 3 damage and killing FUT? I think I'm going to now with this hand, but I think we install Stone Ship and do it, because if we go too low, they can score it. I'm worried about Fuji Regenesis. So I think we have to run this tank 3, and then either we have to run Archives or we have to run Server 7, because this looks like a Fuji Regenesis play on the back of the FUT. So we are pretty click compressed on this turn. So I think we have to take the 3, pop Stone Ship, run Archives, and I don't think we die then. If this is Reaper, I think we're still fine. But this is like clearly a Fuji Regenesis fork. Cut me. Okay. You have to shame draw 2 with Muslahat or else you whiff again. I know. Yeah, there's no way past it. We will cup this. Okay, so now if we run Archives, the most of damage we can take is 4. So if there's a Sting on the table, we kind of die here potentially. But they might not give us the Fuji. So I think we just Stone Ship, run Archives. Yeah, the fact that it doesn't trigger Oko is actually kind of wild. To do the rescue, I wouldn't go that far. I guess we do this. Yeah, I'll just run Archives. Simon Chip was fine this turn, but we need to force out the Fuji Regenesis. I'm assuming we'll get something here. Yeah, so the Regenesis is going to go back 100%. So that was the line. That was a big fork. And that's what you can do with this guy. Oh, not even. Okay, so it's just cohort. Okay, so now they're going to draw 300 cards with Alco. Seems cool. My Moose deck has 5 cards that don't hit. Knowing my luck, I have a 90% whiff rate. 5 cards that don't hit? What are you playing? No sure gamble? Half a console? Lilo's not bad. I didn't see any of the last set really, so many cards look new to me. Compilation, it looks a lot of fun for one player at least. It's cool for both players. It's like, this is the modern legwork, by the way, Jessica. Like, there's no more legwork. There's no way to see 3 cards on HQ besides this thing. We kept our Ashen. No Cap Concerto is really great for maintaining trigger consistency on turns where you brick but don't have time to draw clear the top deck. I haven't tried it yet, Jai, and I think I need to try it before I get roasted by everyone I know. But I hear it. Like, that's the cool thing is when you see the Sure Gamble on top of the deck, that's the cool card to play. But also when you draw off Moosely Hot, I was like, it's okay. What is this deck doing? Influence on Auto and Anthill. So are they not on Hostile? Are they not on any of the kill traps? We haven't seen a single Moon Pool yet. We're down to 24 cards. Like, they do mill themselves out, but Alco has only been triggering. I think this is the second time. Okay, so either more likely going to protect this with a grid, Makota Langit grid, more than it is. There's a chance that this is a Mitra, and I'm real. I think Mitra is a real thing in this, but I'm not sure. Besides the new Reg Zaya? Yeah, that's a chance, but I do think Zaya makes you actually play better Netrunner. Yo, Crowar, how's it going? I promise Concerto would feel a lot better if you save it for turns where you brick Miss T. Yeah, 100% I would. For sure I would. Ice on Archives. Okay, so this could be an agenda for sure. I think our deck is doing nothing besides just trying to keep up. I got a Saisentan kill on 2 credits earlier today. Yeah, that's the dream, Antoine. And that's why, like, that's what keeps me up at night sometimes. Okay, so I don't care about this cohort. I think we just have to let it go. Running server 4 makes some amount of sense. I have no idea what it is. I'm assuming it's like a 3-coster. Icing up Archives means like maybe it's a Moon Pool. I think we're incentivized to run HQ here and send the compilation so we can simulchip back a breaker. We need to start getting accesses soon. They've been managing their hand a lot. They've shuffled a bunch of face downs. This could be the 3rd Spin Doctor. I think I'm going to bite here first. Anthill feels a bit sus. Either they need a lot of money for kill combos, they want you trashing things for Oppa, bring them home. Oh, I think I'm going to die to Measured Response. I think actually that's the thing I need to keep in mind, is that we have to watch out. A lot of these decks do play Measured Response for some reason. It's a Bladderwort. Okay, well, if they res the Makota, they can't Bladderwort, but I guess we're already here. I think we just do credit and just let them cohort again. I don't care. Okay, really makes me roll my eyes because I don't know if I need to play around MR, random ass grinder, Streeble, or whatever. No, I agree. I've seen mitosis like Oko. It's like no matter what you do, they draw 3 cards a turn usually. I don't get it. Hey, Cat, how you doing? I saw a bunch of art today. Influence count, we can assume 3x spin, 3x Anthill looks likely. Not much influence for Measured. I don't think they're on 3x Anthill. Like, they're on auto. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've only seen 8. They're not petty caching, so they could also be on Plutus because London is not like petty caching to gain 2, which means London is keeping us in the bin for a reason. Maybe London's trying to be on low credits to like deal with Bladderwort, but something seems weird about the credit total. I think this might be Plutus. I'm assuming this is a Plutus setup. Plutus Fuji. They watch Netrunner streams in the military. Yeah, Jai, you left a comment about the military service. I don't know. Is that real? Are you good? I felt really evil getting that kill. Way sorry. Oh no. All right, thinking. So this is where things get bad because we still can't deal with Samek-Samun. In theory, we could throw the compilation and go get back a Muse, and Muse could go get the thing that breaks as a propeller, but then we have no money. We have to consider running archives here. This could be Moonpool into something. I find Oko so frustrating because even when you trash your board, they have petty cash Hansei and they can make money. Yeah, I feel like the decks are either on Hansei or petty cash. A lot are not on both. But it's just like, I don't know. I clearly don't like it. I think it's a bit much. I do understand the negative attitudes to Oko, but I feel like a lot of resolves in the meta settles. There's a lot of new lines that folks just need to learn how to diffuse efficiently. I agree with that. And I think some of the frustration was like the decks that came out on day 1, like Nebula and Oko, seemed so straightforward and seemed so much more powerful than everything. And maybe, again, we'll find Corp decks that rival how powerful they are. I do think a lot of my frustration with Nebula, which is like how like very boring the game plan is. And if that's good, that's bad. I'm on my 2-week government-sponsored holiday. Jai, where do they put you? I'm just going to run this, see what happens. Tithe. Okay. Do we shoot a Tithe for 2 credits? It gives them an Oko counter. Gives them a credit. I think we need the money more than they do. My frustration with Nebula is entirely end pot. For real. It might be fine to break this. We just don't have money. Found some success against Oko Tranquilizer. Keep them poor? I don't want to play 2. I'm not paying 2 for the tithe. Maybe we die to archives. I don't know. Yeah, that's cool. That's a good idea, actually. You pay bullets? Okay. So this one works different than propeller. Okay. I meant to know that. Hybrid release. Okay. Whatever. This thing's 2 strength, right? So we have to worry about Sice and Tom, which we break for 2 credits, honestly. I think we might draw and then install a simul chip clicklessly with Maggie. They can with Plutus Regenesis us. But it would be their whole hand, I think. Tithe is 1 strength. Yeah, I got there. Good for London. London's like, you sure, bud? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm not doing that. We could like sweep HQ here. It might be reasonable. We haven't seen a single anemone. But like, what is the play pattern here? This like petty cash is so strange to me. Like, I'm pretty sure this has to be a Plutus build. I don't know why you'd not play petty cash at this point. Plutus puts stuff in face up, so they need Kaku. But they can throw it out with like Moonpool, right? Like you Moonpool first. They could have the Kaku in hand. I think we could find out. I'm down to find out just because I want to simul chip in our fermenter anyways. So hopefully we break this for 2 credits. If it's a diviner, whatever. Found success to Oko with Ryu. The Corp can install the nasty stuff. I agree. Ryu's been like really fun. Just to be like, I don't care. Like I'll go through with some X1 for 1 damage. I do not care. And you actually do mill them out. But that deck is like playing 14 Stargates. They res this, so at least that's okay. That actually might have been bad because now they have the money to res Bladderworts, of which there can only be 1. I decided I don't mind. Some people might just be playing petty cash and place a hedge. I've had some folks advocate, but I'm not sold. I'm not sold on that, but like, why wouldn't you play from the bin then clicklessly? So clearly they're either ducking credits or they have some sort of weird combo. But yeah, I've actually like, I've totally flip-flopped on the what's it called matchup, the Ryu matchup. I'm like, actually it's kind of fun. So this anthill has to go at some point. We can't deal with it. I feel like the Skinner meme because I do not see the appeal of petty cash. It's technically your 4th hedge fund, right? Except it makes you do really bad power draw plays where you're like, click 1, petty cash, click 2, draw, and then like throw up a bit. But it's like, yeah, it's just another hedge fund. I like it in Oko because you throw it out. What's going on? Oh, they're Okoing, of course. We also have to like make sure, I think there's a chance we ran archives and it flipped the cohort card. This might be a 4-2, like a shitter or something. Petty Cash's Corp Strike Fund. Yeah, exactly. Corp Strike Fund. That's really cool. Petty Cash is so much better than hedge and Oko. You can just throw away for 2 clicks. Yeah, there's no shot you play hedge fund in Oko. But I think it's either hedge, petty cash or Hansei. Okay, so now London's playing petty cash. Not again, I beg to differ. So it's a hybrid. So now they can install a card they bin, which is really cool. They're on both 2. So hybrid is a really cool synergy point. They're on 3 of them. So you throw out the card and you bring it back with hybrid. The thing is it has to be a face down card. So it's either the card they Oko'd or the card they cohorted. I've seen decks with 2 hybrid. I haven't seen 3 hybrid. Now we have to be worried that this is Mitra or this is the Makoto Lingi Grid. I think here do we just send it into Samak and C3 and win? Because we could simul chip now. We don't have a big reason to unless we simul chip for Fermenter. We can simul chip for Muse for Propeller. That costs us 1 credit to get through Samak's Moon. But we have to sell a Revolver. I think we just find another program. They're in 16 cards. It'll be 14, 13 next turn with Anthill. How do they win? I guess we have to keep checking archives. I think we simul chip the Revolver after we run archives. No, that can't be it. Probably not you. I'm like so terrified of Mitra. I don't know. Maybe it's not that bad. Like we just break whatever they Mitra. But we probably could consider running this. What could it cost us? We break this for 1, we break this for 2, and then we have no money. I wouldn't be stressed about that. It just seems like circumstance. Do we die to measured response? On most board states, yeah. I only play 3 petty cash and 1 touch ups in my operation to Oko. More space for assets. Touch ups and Oko is kind of cool. It's cool that it gets harder to play the less cards they have. I like that a lot. Oh man, this is like, when do we just send it? Relax. See through the fog. You can do this. Simulchip gets us Fermenter. It can get us Muse. Muse can get us any breaker. The problem is if we do that, we get to HQ. We can sweep HQ. They've been shuffling back somewhat aggressively. If we find a Fuji, we're on 5. We find a Blood in the Water, we win. So we probably want to run archives at some point just to get the flip, because I do think they're trying to cohort a 4-2. Actually, maybe that wasn't the case because they just put a 2-1 on the table. So I think we run archives first and then we flip the revolver. Yeah, whatever. I just need to keep archive flipped to face up. They pitched a Diviner and a Lamplighter. That's a neat surprise. So I think we just run HQ here. We throw out a revolver, we access 3. We probably should install the Simulchip first for safety. Maybe we just blow up and die. I can't tell. Maybe they need bite money. I don't know what they're doing with the Antail. So we'll go for the Muse. The Muse will go from our stack for our propeller. The propeller will break for a credit, I think. Cool. We're on $1. That's enough for compilation. Do they Moonpool here? Moonpool is here. Sericulture. Whoa, auto? The heck is this? What deck are we playing? We click for credit Simulchip. We have a window to use the Simulchip at the end of the turn. I don't think we do though, but we have a window to use the Simulchip, I'm pretty sure. The same window you can coalescence. Yeah, Makoto, so they'll res what? A Moonpool? So they're fast advancing, I guess. Yeah, looks like it's fast advance. So I'm assuming they're on Fuji? Do we what? Ian? Do we what? There's a couple HP cards in here if the deck you played against me yesterday. It probably is. London said I should have been able to know what this is, so it's probably posted somewhere. Have a window to Simulchip? I think we are. Because I think there's a window after hand size. The same one that you can lat? I think. I think so. I feel like I'd much rather play Daily into this matchup, I'll be honest. There's a window, yeah, same window, exactly. That's a lat stone chip window, yeah. That sounds right. London's drawing 12 cards left. This is a very cursed hand. I mean, look at our credit total. That's what I'm more worried about. So Moonpool can just clean the hand. So I don't think we run the hand. I think we run R&D and win. This deck hasn't done the cool thing with the console. Yeah, I know, because we have to deal with this, it feels like every turn. Sometimes it's not every turn for what it's worth. Like London has a lot of work. And it looks like London's not trying to kill us, but the fast advance. So we could probably take a turn off. I'm playing like we can't take a turn off, which is not correct. I just don't know what the deck is doing. And I was worried about a couple things. The KK Daily double draw is nice into Alco. Yeah. It's very, very cool that you can run while drawing. It's like exactly what you want. Run while drawing or gain credits while running. Those are, I didn't say it symmetrically, but yeah, it's really quite nice. I'm just so worried about Fuji here. Regenesis. I will take a tide damage, I don't care. If you host FUT or another uniques on compilation, is the corp allowed to install another copy? I think they can, because the card is not installed, which means it's not rezzed. Okay, so they're icing up HQ. This is probably going to fast advance a Sericulture from hand. I'm just going to start touching cards. Actually, oh, sorry. All good? Touch a Fuji and win. They might not be on Fuji, though. Spin dock. Okay, well, we can't trash cards. So I'd consider running archives. They're going to get an Alco no matter what. I just want to make sure we don't get Regenesis. I think Basilar is a red herring and Magdalene is a Namba with Madani. I suspect a better setup would be Madani Lat to enable hosting exactly the right number of things to hit the proper hand size. Yeah, I believe it. I kind of believe it, but I do think this is testing new cards. This turn is so bad. I'm going to draw after clicking for a credit on click 3. Okay. Don't lose. The only way we lose is if it's a Regenesis. So I'm going to just like check this every turn. It's a Makoto. Okay. an auto. They'll have like 14 plus. Sorry, cat. 5.7.2 during the runner's discard phase, the following steps occur in order. The runner discards down to hand size. Paid ability window occurs in which players may use the paid ability, and the corp may res non-ice cards. Yeah, that sounds about right. I don't think they're on Fuji. I just can't believe we can't find agendas. Maybe we whiffed on HQ. But also now we know the hand is Spin Doctor Moonpool. Can they fast events out before they deck out? I think they can. I think it's just going to come down to whether they can Regenesis a Fuji if they're playing it. If they can Regenesis a Fuji, they're gaming. If not, they have a... Well, maybe with the auto, the clock isn't that short. The trash is 3 credits. We probably just do this on the turn. But maybe that's just keeping us busy. They ended up like throwing out a Makoto, and I think Makoto on auto would be pretty good. So their hand might be ugly. But here they just spam out 3 things, right? And then we can't deal with a FUT behind an ice. Yo, Alec, how's it going? Okay, Moonpool. Where did that come from? So these are getting shuffled back into the deck. Hope it's not a longevity. Where did the Moonpool come from? Where was the Moonpool? Oh, is it server 8? Wait, where was the Moonpool? Oh, it was in server 4? Got a new prize to show off? Oh, sick. Remind me if I forget. Moonpool was in server 4. Okay, it's a Yagi Uda. Okay, so these are getting shuffled into the deck. Ice on R&D. Okay, so it looks like there's 4 points. I don't think they're on Fuji. We need to deal with the auto eventually. I think we just do credit, so we have 3, which is enough to contest most things, and we'll run R&D. I don't care what this is. If it's a big old sentry, it's a tithe, fire it. We win. It kind of feels like a PE, where like if your deck is not built to deal with it, you don't play your deck, but also this deck has like an economy issue. It's all full FA, huh? I guess it was res for a bit. Yeah, that makes sense. They resed it with the Makoto. 0-14 ice before after mulligan. Wow. Oof. Oof. Woof. Wild. Turn 2 is 4. That's where you res the FUT. Do you have Regenesis? I wonder how fast they can score out if you just leave them alone. I think I drew 18 points on top half. Okay. So I don't think we have to respect Regenesis there. They got up to 8 cards left in R&D, which like, yeah, Oko actually does mill itself out, which like a bit more leaning on them if you play like Phoenix actually kind of works out. But like, I just kind of wanted to play the deck and I don't think I can. And I do think I'm overreacting, that I'm dealing with the table way too fast, but like we're barely playing our cards. I feel like you have more agency to play your deck than you did with P, but it's a bit warping. Yeah, it's just like you have to, it feels like you have to deal with the problems because so many of their cards snowball into other cards. Like if you don't deal with the cohort, you don't deal with the bladderwort, you don't deal with the FUT, all of those interact to getting more card draw. So it's like it cascades very aggressively. So it gives you this sort of like, same thing with Nebula, it feels like it gives you this sort of, you have to act now or you cooked. Hey, thanks you too. I don't think anyone can play their deck because it's only Outcore, Nebula, and JNet. Is it that bad? I haven't played a lot on JNet Casual. If I've been playing on JNet Casual, I've been playing Corp. You have 7 3-2s, 3 2-1s, and a Fuji? It looks to be that, yeah. I think that's right, Jessica. So Udi's Sericulture Longevity Hybrid. So that's 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, that sounds right. So we got the only 5-3 I'm imagining. Playing against Alco, I find it difficult for them to win without a Regenesis score, unless they kill you, yeah. And I do think you need to play playing one of the versions that has like an unexpected kill line through something with Moonpool, which I think those exist. But if they're not playing on Regenesis, they don't score out that well unless they're on like See How They Run or some like weird kill line you're not expecting. Let's run it back. What's Meteor playing? Oh, okay. Reminder for prize looking. Oh shit, yeah. Sorry, I'll check it after. It's on an NPC, I take it? Vancouver. Whoa! This is measured response? This kind of looks like reminds me of a Radlands card. That's really fun. RTS? That's really colorful. Yo, how did Alec, like, where is the text meant to go? This is the thing that I was confused with the other one too. Is like, where does the text go? Just on top of it? These, mind you, are from Jesse Turner is the name, I believe, from Terminal 7. That's really cool. I like that a lot. I think it's really doable to score with just Fuji and Blood in the Water. Yeah, maybe Blood in the Water is something you need. Okay, against Op, Meteor Mold. Our opening hand, we have the DZ, we have Draw, we have the Muse, which I don't know what we do with. We good? Oh, sorry, thinking. We could keep this hand. I think we Muse for Fermenter. The problem is like Fermenter is really bad against Op because Op can purge out really, really, really aggressively with 3 Mavirus. I'm assuming this is more assets than anything else. I don't know if I love this hand. It has a good card draw, but it doesn't have economy, but I don't know what our economy is. Maybe we should just mulligan for sure gamble Madani. Sick. Cool. I'll go on top of it, but with translucent frames, but you can still see the art. Okay. Are you doing full art on the back of the card? Speaking of prize, looking at Andre, can you show off AMT's new prize and AMT announcement on the event hub? Yes. Can you remind me after this game, Cror? On the AMT announcements on the event hub. What's the event hub? Like on Discord? Yeah, full art in the back. Okay. So what do we have to deal with? Antil's pretty bad. Cror, can you get a link to it? I don't have Discord open. I don't know exactly where to go. I think we should check this and force a res. Well, look who it is. It's me. Pat, how's it going? Hopefully you're well, man. No further. Sorry, window. Show me a Maskarovka. I hate you. This card's so good. Okay, so we're assuming this is an Antil. Maybe you score at an Eminent and bankrupt yourself. I don't know. Unfortunately, we're not going to... Okay, get rid of that at sight. So that's a problem. This could be a wall-to-wall, but I don't know whether you double them. So I'm assuming this has to be an Antil. So we have to get through this as soon as possible. Problem is we're not firing Maggie because we don't have enough card draw. If we were lat, we were gaming if we just install the Fermenter here. I don't want to lean on the Fermenter because of the whole Mavirus problem, but like, what else are we doing? I don't think I can send links. I could send it direct to you in Discord. Yeah, that would help a lot actually, Cror. If you can send me direct. Oh, shit. Tempo Cyber Sand into Humanoid? Okay, let's go. Pretty cool. And Sigs. So this is a 2-cost Humanoid that gets a Sphere. Wait, that's really good. Wait, that seems fine. I can't trash this on turn 1. It becomes a Humanoid that triggers a Sphere. Get an Operation, though. And you have an Extract. That was really good. That was pretty good. What the fuck? That felt good. Okay. I guess I'm just going to draw up here. So if I do nothing, I can install a Madani. Is this Sphere going to trash a Maskarovka? It probably is. I just think I'm okay with the Maskarovka gets trashed. For what it's worth, if you grab Fly Swatter, it doesn't purge because it's not during a run. So here we're incentivized to draw, I think, or credit. I think we can draw because the Ashen's a dead card. So we'll discard the Ashen, and I'm assuming we'll discard the Madani. This feels way too slow. Yeah, obviously Kickflip is pretty nice. I wanted to see what Cyber Sand can do. Okay, well, guess we're doing it again? You can fire this and then Sphere it, which is kind of wild. HR is such a cracked card. Yeah, on the tier list, we put it pretty low for what it's worth. I do think it's going to see play in a lot of different places. I think the obvious place to put it in like PD is like not that great, but you're going to see it in weird places. I think I've seen it in Jinteki. I cut Humanoid for Regolith in my Leo. Yeah, that's what I'm going to come down to that decision, I think. But this is turn 3. This is our board state. This is their board state. This might be Kimberlite Field. Oh, that's how you get rid of Madani. Yeah, you're right. How do you get money in this deck? I guess we just coupulation the Sphere. I mean, parts of that are really good. So what card are we going to install this turn? I think we're going to install the coupulation. Is the Sphere actually going to trash something? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's not the right button. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we get Kimberlighted here? 5, 6. And now we can't fire Maggie. Wait, what is this deck doing? I don't get it. Yeah. So we can only install one of these. So I'm assuming we're going to cup the Sphere. Order was bad here. Punished, slightly punished. We definitely should have done that first because we could install the Muse on it. That's fine. So we'll install the cup. We'll approach. We'll grab this fee. And we'll end our turn. We'll probably get purged out. Wall to wall. Only fires one effect unless you want to pop the Spin Doctor. Sometimes it's right to pop the Spin Doctor to get more effects on wall to wall. Looks like we're just getting a credit. There definitely is agendas in HQ. Let's see what it isn't. Okay, that's scary. So on their turn, we're credit short of installing the Coalescence. That seems like a big issue on our part. We definitely needed to install something here. The other option is we can get the Chromatophores down on the Masquerade. I'm assuming the Meteor might purge, but it might make sense to put the Chromatophores on this so that we can run. Yeah, I'm going to do it just because we need to. I'll ask for an action. In theory, he can purge us out of the game functionally. Better maybe than hitting a Marrow in the early days. Yeah, it might be pretty good. So we can gamble Simulchip run. We don't have border control anymore. Why do we Simulchip? In case of emergency, I think. I smell Zato. Yeah, me too, which is why we install the Simulchip. I think it's okay. Oh, we can fire the end of the run into the Masquerade on the Zato. That's actually a reason why we should run sooner. We can hush the what's it called though? In fact, we can hush this. It doesn't really matter though. But if it's a Zato, Zato loses to hush because Zato gives the text to the ice. So problem is we only use Madani once. So we'd have to like bounce the Muse. Why do we Simulchip Master Bruce? Okay. Stack. Prop. Break. Continue. Maybe, oh, 1 credit. So actually we're not scared of anything really here. Break. Fun hush silencing effect, very amusing. It's very good. Card, is it SDS? More like yes, DS. I'll get rid of the Chromatophores. No, it does something. No, but it'll be trashed eventually. I don't think you trash a Logjam. What are we trashing here? I think the Chromatophores? It's a Tucana. Okay, that's gone. Why do we trash the Tucana? So that you can't just pop off. I guess we don't have the money, but so you can't pop off with like a green mail. The empty propeller. Yeah, it might be the empty propeller. It probably is the empty propeller. So we're not caught in an N6, or not an N6, but we're like a turn where we've always trashed something so we can't bring the propeller back. I could see that out. Logjam getting stronger. We can hush it if we need to. On his turn, we'll definitely grab the Coalescence. I don't think we have to run anything. What's the deck of the evening, Eric? We're playing deck list of the week so far. It's been interesting. I feel like I'd rather play Lat so far. It's fired Madani like twice. How are you doing? I hear you've been reaching out for an Oko deck for Monday. You trying to have fun out there, gamer? The local scene keeps growing. I'm running a core LSG elevation only event in June. See all. Yo, it's sick. I've actually heard that a lot from people. Like the rotation is bringing people into like, let alone standard, let alone like core, which is cool. So Hero Madani for the Coalescence. A DZ would be sick. We can't take these credits until turn start. Now we have them. So we're on 4 credits. Flushing HQ with the Copulation might make sense. I feel like Madani runs a counter to what you want to do with Mags. Yeah, like 100%. Like not even only slightly, like a lot. This could be an Antil. Yeah, I hope I did. I'm assuming I did. I'd sooner play Lilypad. Yeah, Lilypad with Mag is kind of cool. Andre, what I meant before a game is that I emailed you my list a week ago. Oh my God, you did. And I opened it and then I forgot to return to it. London, huge, thank you. I know that I asked for it and you sent it. I was very kind. And I remember opening it that night and then I marked it as read and I forgot to see it the next morning. Oh, that's huge. Good game, by the way. I got some Oko decks to learn how to put down. Yeah, I do think playing it helps a lot. It's the same idea with, what's it called? I think playing Nebula tells you a lot. I need to delete the wall because it's all of the Meteor's economy. The problem is it's also all of our economy. I think we might actually have to Simulchip in for a Fermenter on the next start of turn. So I don't think we're going to go for any powerful play. I think we're just going to like deal with this. Okay. Credit. Simulchip for coalescence is +4. Simulchip for a fermenter is a click for 4. Wow, a DZ would be good. Hushan Longjam puts it back to 0 strength. Yeah, we just can't break it. Ooh, last Cybersend. I'm assuming we have another humanoid here. Oh, Trank. That's also really quite good. Yeah, hunting this is fine. The thing is, like Propeller, it still costs the same to break. It only costs counters, and I think with Recursion, our counters are okay. Also, the cool thing is the Trank doesn't get fired because it was used on a different turn. So I do think we need to sweep HQ here. Do we want to install the Muse? We're at an MU limit. Appreciate the kind of messages. Sucks to find out you didn't get the promotion by watching the news. Not the Pope. You sound like my dad now. All right, so this is on Meteor's turn. I don't think we want any of these down. I don't know what this is. It could be a Sphy. I'm not sure what the good Sphy target is. If it's the third wall-to-wall, that could make sense. At some point, a KPI happened. I think I missed it. But I think here we have to Simulchip. I'm just sorry that we're not Simulchipping for the Propeller. So we'll trash the Coalescence. And I'm assuming we get the Coalescence back because it's just 4 credits as opposed to the Fermenter, which is click for 4 and maybe click for 6. But I think we need the money now. I don't like recurring Coalescence. Built the Seb deck and adjusted Jai's PTU. Hyped on both of them. Oh, super cool. I want to see more of that PTU deck. I mean, are we going to do it? I feel like we can do it. I think we'll sweep HQ here and then draw. The problem is I want to install all these cards on Madani, so like Maggie's not going to fire. Like I want to install 3 cards on Madani, then install Basilar and Flatline. Blech. What are your thoughts on current OB? I haven't played it. I think the acid decks are going to be the cool stuff, but like this Cyber Sand like play into humanoid's kind of cool. It just feels like Meteor is now struggling through the mid game. Mavirus, okay, glad we can trash that. That's not on the table. Descent and KPI, so no agendas. So there could be an agenda here. If it's an above the law, we lose Nuka. So I think we are just going to Basilar and say that's what our deck is about. So end of turn, we'll discard the Basilar. We'll discard a Basilar. We'll discard... So that cost us a Coalescent and Sure Gamble. That feels bad. That genuinely does feel bad. What are you spheeing here, though? Masky? Yeah, I guess so. Be sad if you're the Pope. You probably wouldn't have time to do Netrunner narrative then. It's all Netrunner narrative in the papacy. All right, that fires Tucana, so we might actually get a score out here. 3-2. As Yef, we don't die. Oh my god, that would have been bad. Keep a ritual, please. Okay, or not. I don't think it matters. Sometimes you could ask. I guess there's no card that draws. If we had Lily Pad, you should ask, but then we won't have Madani. You kept the Super Diesel? That's what I wanted. But now we're on like, guess we can click to draw up again. We know 2 of the cards in the hand. So I think we run R&D here. Thinking about Tucana, Winchester on HQ. We have to respect... Not really. Tithe on Sphy. Okay, I guess we're Sphying the Tucana. That's pretty cool. I really don't like our position here. 5 clicks. I really don't like our position here. That feels good. I think we're going to run R&D for single. If it's a Maskarovka, it's pretty bad. But we can always Muse on top of the Propeller. So I guess we could DZ first. But like, I guess Cataloger is how we win? Res something. Maybe it's bad to force a res here because you can Sphy it. Okay, that's a mask. No trigger. Could have fired Lat. Yeah, Tucana goes. Humanoid, I don't know what you're getting. Powers. Sick. I guess we green mail? The fact that Maggie is potentially a 6-click runner with Basilar makes questionable clicks have decreasing marginal value. Yeah, unless you're on like deep dive, but I guess that's not the deep dive deck. I guess we install Muse here and flicker our Propeller. I don't like any of this. This all feels awful. This is definitely an agenda 100%. We just have to run this. We are pretty sure this is a Descent. Okay, one of these is a Descent. So on his turn, we'll install the Muse for 1. We will trash these cards, which you're allowed to do. We'll go from our heap for prop. So now we have to run this. If we Simulchip, we didn't trash a program this turn. So actually, it might have been right to do that on our turn. Because we don't trash a program, we actually can't we'd have to like install the hush and then trash the hush, which like I'm not above that. The problem is I'm not above not having credits. Like we need credits. We really need credits bad. This has to be an agenda. Either we run the agenda or we run powers. One of these is a descent. One of them is unknown. We haven't seen a Stavka. If it's a Stavka, we don't care. We just run through it. It's actually pretty sick with the Stavka. We simul chip back. The issue now, like we have to install the simul chip. Simul chip can go grab chromatophores. The issue is like this is probably 1 to break. This is 2 to break. Simul chip for chromatophores causes us to force the hush out. So that's actually free. So I think we do credit, and we run it last click. I think we can do it. Do you think you've seen knickknack either game? No, it's not on the deck, so we're not going to see it. This deck is running no knickknacks. Yeah, it's a descent. Okay. So putting a Trojan on descent feels pretty shit. So I think we have to hush for free. Then we have to simul chip for the chromatophores, and then we can break. So Madani installs the hush. We'll hush. We're going to trash the hush, so it doesn't really matter. And then we continue encounter. Then we simul chip, trashing the hush. We're never going to financially recover for this. From the chromatophores, which is installed for free. It's now a barrier. So then we break it for 1. That seems wild to me. Yeah, the thing is like it doesn't have that many good triggers is supposedly the argument. And spec work is a bit better. And I could see that. It's 3 credits to break since when? Oh my god, it's 3 credits. Yeah, it has 3 subs. I thought I'm paying for strength. I thought I boost 2 for strength and use 3 propeller counters. I don't know how propeller works. I'm just going to ETR on the descent. Yeah, for sure. You keep doing that? Yeah, I know. I haven't figured it out. Okay, so this is a descent. So we don't have a click to deal with the powers. So here, is there any other way we can cheat through this? We have to cheat through this for free. So how we could cheat through this for free is we could simul chip or amuse. Hold on, maybe we can do it. Actually, maybe we can get through this. If we simul chip for the hush that we trash, we go get a muse. The muse gets an Euler. No, okay. Simul chip. Thinking. We could simul chip, get the hush out. We could trash the hush. We trash the muse. Simul chip for a muse. Muse gets an Euler. No, that doesn't work. I don't think we have a way through this. The powers that be is worse here than the agenda. If we didn't biff the math, we knew exactly what this ice is. We should have read the powers. But yeah, I don't think we can deal with this. If we go get the Euler, we can get the Euler out for free, and then we can break this for free, but then we can't paint the logjam. If we hush the logjam and paint it to make it a code gate, we break it for free. The problem is like we need... No, can we do it? No, we need hush and we need chromatophores, so we can't do it. Big Shaper BS trying to churn through the cards to get 1 more credit. Actually, shit, yeah, what if we just get 1 more credit? If we hush for a coalescence, we simul chip for a coalescence. No, we're short a bit. I think we just let this fire. Why do you need to paint the logjam, Kevin? Because I want to Euler through the logjam. The thing is I'm just a credit short because this is 1 to break. This is 2. It's an antil. Okay, it's not a disaster. Yeah, I'm trying to use Euler in the logjam, which would actually be pretty sick. 2 Sphees? I mean, what are you, Alco? So what happens when you draw an agenda here? I'm pretty sure we're meant to simul chip for a copulation. We actually should threaten the Spin Doctor as well, because the Spin Doctors are really good. I'm imagining this deck is playing Slash and Burn. So I do think we need to get some economy on the table. So we're probably just going to install this Hush. Just to get it out there so we can simul chip it. Should have played our updated versions. I know. I think the updated versions are a lot better. I'm really uncomfortable because I play a bunch of like the Snare Bears decks like privately, and then I don't want to put them on stream without consent because for obvious reasons, but I need to ask around. Okay. And I'm still not gonna do a great job, but we'll figure it out. Azimuth? Yeah, we could get an Azimuth. I just feel like 4 is still a lot. So agenda isn't handled likely. I think we'd probably want to deal with powers, cup of powers, run HQ, then sweep the hand. I think if we sweep the hand, we don't care about a lot of these things. Server 10 could be an agenda. I think Meteor would put an agenda on the table. The Creative Band, I think Trick Shot is fine. Such a fun card. Would you end up playing Side Hustle? Get 2 runs? Oh my god. Okay, so I think we draw. Okay. I'm just gonna run server 10. It might be a Spin Doctor. Do we grab a cup here? I think we do. It's an anthill. Okay. I will grab server 8. I'm more worried about this, I think. Okay, if we run HQ and it's a Winchester, how bad is it? Winchester could eat the Madani, I don't care. Winchester could destroy this, I don't care. We need to get in with a credit, though, is the problem. And we are dirt poor. Dirt. I don't care. Winchester me. Want to use all my altar trick shots. They're pretty nice. How's it going, by the way? It's a Winchester. Shit. If only we didn't see this coming. This is what Winchester looks like. I can't show you. Okay, Winchester is a sentry. We have to just let it fire. Yep, that was the max punish. Probably should have seen that coming. Are we gonna lose our Basilar? Yeah, we are. Oh god, I am throwing this. I'm playing this really poorly. So there's a bunch of traces on it. The first one is trace 4 to trash a program. We can't afford to protect this. We can't beat any of the traces, mind you, so we don't have to boost anything. This is just really, really bad. We could have got the simul chip down to paint this, but then we still can't break it. So we lost our Fractor. I think this just loses us the game. Maybe we're running too much. Yeah, we lost the Basilar. We'll end the run. Okay. Discard down to 3 cards. Sick. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. I forgot we can install something. You made me more powerful. Oh, no, we didn't lose hand size. We didn't. We have 3 hand size? Yeah, we have 3 hand size. I'm going to discard something else. Gonna discard something else. And then we can fire it. So hold on. So what we can do is we actually can discard the simul chip. So we can actually play the simul chip instead of discarding it functionally. And then we can use the simul chip because we trashed a program. If we don't do that, we have to fire it somewhere else. I think this is just fine. That's fine. This deck is just impossible to play. Why is the Winchester white? I don't know. It's not loading. Oh, there it is. Shaper making runs. Classic misplay. Oh, Holloman. That seems okay. It's very spooky. Very cheap proxy. I don't know. The fact that it's like turn 9 and I'm struggling to deal with this server makes me feel bad. Oh, at least the powers is gone. That's nice. Telling you Lilypad Mag is so much easier and just as strong. I believe it. This Madani is not doing enough for me. I don't think I'm playing it like the sort of maybe control shaper that I need to, but I feel like Cataloger. I can't feel like I want to play control shaper. I feel like I'd rather play like trick shot if that's what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, that's another powers. Click for credit. Can't Ashen. Our deck has no money left. No Muses, 1 simul chip, 1 Coalescence, 2 Specworks, and a Fermenter. We are cooked. Just cooked. I think we could have a chance of sweeping HQ. I think there has to be agendas in HQ. We break HQ for only 2 credits, which is pretty good. So we just need to make sure we don't die. But I think I could see us revolvering HQ and just sweeping it. We don't have enough credits. We don't have enough credits. We're credit short. Okay. Try drawing last click. 5th click draw. Oh, wait. Be good. We can break some simulchip for coal. Yeah, that's what we'd have to do. But the thing is, like, what are we going to trash to get the simulchip for the coal? Notice how we installed the revolver and now put it on Madani? And, like, that's weird. Only had the open markets to drip feed you. Yeah, I don't know if that's enough. 11 credits, 3 cards. We Svi to Svi, legal play. Triple advance. I guess we're scoring at an SDS here. Yeah, that's bad. We can respond to that. We probably have to here. Luckily here we can still sweep the hand. Yeah, I think so. So I don't know what server 11 is, but we have to bring the revolver back. Just so we can spec work it. Is there anything we want to draw into here? No. Turns out no. We could just win on this run. It'd be nice. We could save a bullet. We don't actually have to break all of this. I think we can let the Midani or the DZ go. I don't think we care that much. Is 1 bullet worth it? Yeah, it means we can run this Winchester again. We're like so far behind. We're just going to let subroutines fire. We don't care. I don't actually think Lilypad Mag is slower since he gets set up. No, I think the way that I'm playing Lilypad would have been better for me. But I would also like play Scrounge and like play Knick-Knack, which I think we might build that after. Anthill for 1. Okay. Extract. Extract? Holy crap. We are cooked. Holy crap. 12 cards in R&D, sweep HQ, nothing? I don't know how this agenda got in here. The thing is we lose to a top deck and to Hollowman, so that was our only shot. We could maybe run R&D and hope for the best. One of these is a Maskarovka, which gets res for 1, so it's not like we're actually threatening out Econ. That's all you got, folks. I want to get that this deck only wants to install and not run for the first 5 turns. Yeah, I think so. I think that's what you want to do with Madani. I need to play it one more time and just like not play aggro like I play. And then just set up and say like, once I'm set up, you can't win. Because like we've been contesting on every single turn and our money is not keeping up. So if you find a 3-2, you just install Hollowman for first, what is it? 5 credits? Yeah, good game. Okay, apparently not. Getting rid of the Winchester. We have no more recursion, so we have to win with a revolver. We have no muses, no simulchips. Yeah, I think we have to let them have the first agendas. I don't think I realized that at all. So we can't break any ice. That's it. Okay, good game. Yeah, we played that way poorly. We're going to do that one more time. Thanks for the game, eh? Yeah, I think we played that a bit like a donkey. Oh. Free res? It's a microweb. Cool. I think if you res that for 8 credits, I'm pretty happy. I don't know what you're getting with it. I guess maybe a Stavka? Reminder for AMT price. Thank you, Crow. I'll grab it. I can't really run much. They didn't name it Aggro Shaper? Yeah, you're right. It's Control Madani. I'm playing like Aggro Shaper. I am embarrassing my team. Okay, hold on. I'm going to open something really quickly. Discord. Crore. Spoiler. Oh, I understand what this is. This is a scary link to open, Crore. You should have warned me. I think for the AMT, you can win bite card backs for JNet. Good game, Ether. I think that's what this is saying. I feel that's kind of terrifying. I have to get rid of my microweb. No. It looks like, yeah, there's now card backs that are available on what's it called, on JNet. I'm not sure how you get them. They seem to be like prize support for tournaments, so it looks like you can get some bites. That's not confusing. It is. This is definitely a bit confusing. You did whiff on HQ. There was a slash. Okay, that makes sense. I thought it made no sense that there was no points. But like at that point, yeah, I need to play Control Madani. I'm going to try it one more time. And I'm just not going to like do anything besides Control. Control. Nuvem. Okay, I feel like we can play Control into that. Hey, best of luck. Have fun. Okay, hand. Hush. Okay, against Logjams. Nuvim got, I guess, measured response we have to play around, but I do think they got Petty Cash, which is pretty sick. They're on 54 cards. They're playing the new agendas, I'm assuming. I don't like this hand at all. All right. Ritual, Propeller, Madani. Let's see if they can blow up our stuff. RLC. So that's some influence. I'm assuming this means that this is a Plutus deck. I feel like I won't be able to play control against a Plutus deck, and I'll have to be a bit fast, but I'm pretty sure this means it's a Plutus deck. When you Plutus an operation, does it fire Nuvim? Yeah, it does. I think it does. That's kind of cool. You want to go Aggro Shaper? Daewi's my beloved? Yes, I agree though. But Laura, I had a really fun time playing Daewi. The problem is I can't get it down to fewer than like 53 cards. Control, 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 control. We're playing control. Remember, control. There's a weird scientific lab underneath. Control, control. This hand is control. Control. Where's our DZ? We're playing control. How do you play Maggie with Madani? I feel like it's like, which one do you want to do? Madani or Maggie? Okay, that was a good draw. So either we just install the fermenter, install Madani. So either I think here we just install the Madani and then install the fermenter with Maggie. Because if we install the Madani and use the Madani, that's technically more installs, but then we're further away from Maggie. And I think we need a coast on Maggie. So I think we just install the fermenter and then just clicklessly install the Maggie. We can install the coalescence too, but I feel like fine. Okay, maybe fine. I feel like we're controlling. Nuvim makes me think it's more Glacier and less Rush. I'm assuming if they're on RLC, they're on Plutus. So maybe it's like the mid-range. Ideally, put like 4 programs each time you use Madani. I hear you, but then like, how do you fire Madani? Sorry, how do you fire Maggie? Because like we could have done Madani and installed 1, 2, 3, 4, which would have been sick. But then how are we going to ever Maggie? I'm not sure. So I feel like I'm trying to find the balance between Maggie and Madani. The thing is, like, I would really load up the Madani if we had a DZ, because then I have a real big reason to install on their turn. And maybe we should have just not Maggied, and we should have installed Madani so we can install Coalescence on their turn. But yeah, Lat would have fired. Would have been good. I think they're thinking. I wonder if they should just rip it. Just hold that hedge fund. Are they going to push? Are we worried of a 3-2? The KPI, it's a pretty nice card, actually. I'd love to see the ice. I think the ice is the best mode of this. No shot they power draw. Gain 2 is cool. Install ice. Yeah, that's good. KPI lets you be really aggressive, right? Like the advancement and installing a card all at once. You can do some really cool plays with this. I actually want to play 3 KPI in my Zwicky deck. The problem is like Zwicky really wants you to gain 2, which is like the worst mode on this, but it's functionally gain 2 and gain a credit, which is a lot better. Or sorry, gain a card. All right. Just stick to the plot. Stick to the plot. I guess Anthill is the bad thing. We're control. So we drop once more. Then we host any number of programs, and then we just don't Maggie. Could have fired Lat actually that turn, probably. Okay. And then we slowly start installing things. And now we're currently playing 6 hertz. Yeah, a lot of programs. Only 1 a turn. We'll see if they can purge. Could have fired Madani that turn too. We did. Right? Oh, and use Madani that turn. I don't think we're in a rush. I don't actually want to get any of these programs on the table. I think we'll install Coalescence. I see what you mean. Yeah, you can use Madani on the Madani turn. Oh, shit. Slash. Okay. Eminent. So are they grabbing a Spin Doctor? They scored an Eminent. They expended a Slash and Burn, which Nuvim gained 2, but there's now a Slash and Burn in Archives. So what are they getting here to protect us from the Slash and Burn? With 1 card in hand, I'm not worried about Public Trail Retribution. So there's, sorry, I don't know what's going on with JNet, but this isn't a Tucana, so I don't know what this is. They're firing an Eminent. JNet redefining blank 4-2. BOAC for Archives. I'm pretty stoked if they do BOAC for Archives. I'm going to take the 2 points. The BOAC is like okay into Revolver. So Madani will host a Coalescence. Start a turn, we'll take the Coalescence. Okay, we have no card that runs Archives well. So we're just going to draw. We're going to draw. Okay, we'll run archives, I guess. I think we just install a simul chip. We'll take the slash and burn. Are we going to get 5 points? Slash and burn, they threw out a KPI and a logjam. What is their hand? And then here, I think we just draw to install a simul chip. Spec work is really good. Do we want to Madani this turn? I think we can Madani this turn. I wish we had a DZ, but I'm going to Madani. That was on our turn. It looks like it wasn't actually, but I don't think we're going to do something on their turn. So we shouldn't have done that. Timing's weird. The fact that we have Revolver or Chromatophores seems really powerful, that we probably can run any server for like 4 credits. This is good against Cataloger, but if we, again, we're kind of on game point, we just have to fire Cataloger once usually, like make one good run, find a 3-pointer, close the game. JNUT not having a post-discard pay-to-put window is so sketchy. Yeah, it feels illegal, and I'm doing it wrong because of that reason. RLC again, draw 2. They Nuveng. We know this is an upgrade. They're on good 10 credits. They've been firing Nuveng every turn. I wonder if how good it feels for them. Revolver Chromatophore Spree has been so good, but no one is doing it. Oh, that is really cool. I think Spree, mind you, with Madani is kind of sick. Assuming that's a Spin Doctor, we technically can't Madani. We'll rip through this. Okay. We could run server 2 here. If it's a Spin Doctor, I want to hunt it down before it fires another slash and burn. So I think I'm okay running this. If it's a virus, I don't think we care that much. Spin, good. You need to hunt down the spins against Wayland because they're playing slash and burn. It's super important to hunt down the spins against Wayland. They're going to let us trash it. That means we can set a public trail and oppo. I think if we get oppoed, we're kind of fine. But I'm going to trash that. So that means here we can probably just like crack Fermenter to get credits and then install a simul chip from our Fermenter from our hand on discard window. Yeah, I'm suspect that they gave us the money. So I guess we'll just click for credit to clicklessly install Fermenter. I'm not going to do anything else. We'll just be on 14 credits. We're not on threat 4 at all. They're on threat 1. This agenda does look more scary. Looks like they're on 3 points. They're on 1 point. I don't know why it looks to me they're on 3 points. And now we're actually doing our abilities. This feels better. This feels like we're chugging along and just not playing aggro. We're saying, you do what you want. We will set up. Yeah, just taking it slow. Control, 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 control. This feels better. Madonna early and Maggie late. I don't think you're in conflict as much as people are saying. It doesn't, like, I'd still feel like I'd rather play Lat because it's like fighting our Madani. And I think I'd rather have the card draw. Okay, there is a Plutus. This makes sense. So they are Plutus fast events, not surprised. They got rid of the Eminence, so they're actually down points. We don't have a resource. So now they're RLCing, which is 3 credits of Nuveng. It fires Nuveng, right? It does. That's kind of cool. So they're on 11 credits, 4 clicks, so they can install advance, advance, advance. We need to deal with the Plutus. This upgrade looks either offensive or defensive. It's definitely not a Tucana. We don't have Pinhole, so we actually have to run this. I think we'll just install our Propeller. That'll put us at 3 MU, and then Propeller plus Chromatophores Hush should deal with the server. Try to play this decklist and definitely struggle with my desire to always be contesting. Yes. Control. Control. I don't care what you're doing. My late game is better. My late game is much better than yours. I'll see you at the late game. Hopefully you bought drinks. Let's see if they score out from hand. I'd be afraid of Zato Rig Shooter. Hush beats it. If you hush the ice, they can't Zato. And because Zato gives the ice the text. Wow, Tempo Plutus. They could slash here still, but it looks like Tempo Plutus there. Generate Corpse, do you feel slow enough to play Control? I play Leo, and I've been having a good time playing slow Leo. Fazarum also beats Zato. Oh yeah, I guess it does because you bypass it, right? Unless they're Zatoing like a barrier. They also don't have an agenda anymore, so like resing, we're not scared of Biowak because they res this Plutus. I'm pretty sure this is going to be like an Angelique is my guess. Maybe. I think it was an Isaac they would have resed it. Draw? Okay. Maybe they milled an agenda and they panicked. So they went for the Spin Doctor line. I guess if that was the case, they wouldn't have milled the agenda. Control. AAP for 4. Nuvim was already fired. You can still look at it though. But that was 2 for 4, yeah. Icing up Spin Doctor. That makes sense to me. I think icing up the Spin Doctor is cool. So install a propeller, and now we can contest. If we get purged out, it's fine. I'd rather deal with the Plutus than the spin. Let's run. Just making sure, should we be running? We have nothing to host. Let's run. So we have Hush, we have Chromatophores, we can break everything besides code gates, we can force the issue. For what it's worth, Wayland has pretty bad code gates for the remote server modernly. I don't expect a Shylendra. Are we good? Yeah, we're good. Okay. Next ice. It's a logjam. So logjam we break for 3 and half a propeller. If we hush it, it just saves us half a propeller. I think with 2 simulchips and muses, we don't care. We're happy that money's getting spent. Let's see what the upgrade is. I guess we'll deal with the Plutus. We didn't grab anything else. It is a Zato. Okay. We're on 4 credits. If we run this server, we can hunt down the Spin Doctor, would you want to? I'm assuming they'll pop the Spin Doctor, so we just need to get through this. And even if they don't think we'll pop it, will we pop the Fermenter? I don't want to pop the Fermenter. That was an expensive Plutus. Control. Spend more money. Or just give me your Spin Doctor. Kessleroid. Okay, that's what, 2 credits? So now we are in the Hush Logjam land. They're on 3 credits. They've drawn through half their deck, and we've seen 3 points. They shuffled 2 unseen, so that's probably agendas here. If we draw, we can install the Simulchip. Seems legit. Now, on drawing into a Ritual, that is like a really cool thing about Ritual, as much as it's much worse than Diesel, is that like making sure that you're popping your Stone Chip before you spend click 1. Like that sort of stuff actually has a huge amount of benefit. I've heard jokes about like there's 2 cards on Netrunner where you can take the names and swap them and they make more sense. And I think this came up on stream yesterday on Backroom Deals. But the fact that Ritual does not recur itself. I feel like you could take Ritual and take Scrounge, and I feel like I could swap the names and I'd feel good about it. I knew it. Yeah, I did feel like it, which I'm not sure what they're not throwing at us. But like, yeah, we're okay with it with Hush. Like if this is called Scrounge and Ritual was called Scrounge, I feel like it'd be pretty funny. I'd be down for it. All right, so we can't run the server every turn, but I don't think we have to. Why not run Archives to force a spin? Because I don't know if they have cards in Archives. I wanted to force it out because of Slash and Burn. I was thinking the Spin Doctor wasn't there because of points. It looks like it was, but I was worried that like I just need to make sure they don't Slash and Burn all over us. Please swap Balance Coverage and Fed Fund. Yeah, that's the one I want to see swapped. I would see Balance Coverage and Fed Fund swapped in a heartbeat. I think Ritual fits more like Morning Ritual and Scrounge for Scavenger. Oh no, I get it. I get it. But you only do this once. Wouldn't it be cool if Ritual was installing your Gourmand every morning? All right, so I don't think we want to get the Hush or Chromatophores. We'll just keep grinding. Scoring is expensive for them. I think if they Plutus, it's like expensive because it's their whole hand. But if they just score out an Eminence, I don't think we're too upset. Like they go down to 4 to get a Bioac. Yeah, I think we're gaming. Okay, what do we Muse for? Where is the DZMZ? Oh my god, where is the DZMZ? There's 3 and 24. Yeah, no MU for Muse. Yeah, we could pop the Fermenter. I don't think I want to Muse exactly for anything here. But a DZMZ seems important. I guess we draw once for DZ. Okay. We do Stone Chip. I think we just do Stone Chip. Maybe we do Stone Chip Nuka. Then next turn we crack Fermenter. We don't get a fire ability here. Feels bad we're discarding a card, honestly. I might have mismapped that. I think we can play Ashen in this matchup. I think it's slow enough that we can play it. They'll probably FA out here. Probably the Stone Chip. I don't know. Just Nuke and Stone Chip and next turn fight DZ. That's the hope. We'll probably do like Fermenter into Gamble into install. Oh, it was another Plutus. So they just bin their whole hand face up. So there's a Slash and Burn in the bin. So I don't know what they're going to do with that because there has to be an agenda in server 3, but they just threw out their whole hand. And mind you, Plutus discards face up, which is a fun surprise if you are finding that out for the first time in person on Tuesday, Patrick. They gained 2 credits. What did they play? What happened? Oh, it was a humanoid. Holy crap. Wait, what's going on? That was so fast. So humanoid went off. So they refilled their hand. They're icing the crap out of archives. They're now on 19 credits. We know there's 2 points in archives and there's 1 more spin doctor. Okay. Weird. They're full glaciering. It looks like it. I think here we can consider checking archives, but I actually don't think we do. I think it's more important that we check the Kessleroid. Taking Plutus from hand. So like running HQ makes sense. Running server 3 makes sense. I don't think we have to run the Plutus. If this is the last spin, we're pretty happy with ourselves. Humanoid, okay. So we can run HQ last click. If it's a bite, we don't lose the game, but it's pretty bad for us. But the only way we lose to Plutus if there's an agenda in hand. So I think we'll check that. Not super impressed with this Wayland ID with Nuvang. It frustrates me. It's so rough to play. Okay, Hammer. So we only care about 2 of these subroutines because the last subroutine doesn't do anything. Because you can't trash these because they're not installed. Yo, Gwen, just finished playing Netrunner with my girlfriend. We took it on turns on decks like this on the Isowak deck. Did you have a good time? Shailendra, okay. No Madani, nothing to it. We could have hushed the Hammer if it was a problem. So we know one of the cards in hand. Plutus will keep ripping through their deck. This is something we probably should deal with sooner than later. Yeah, we might have actually wanted to go for a coupulation there. And sweep HQ. Wiki is fun. Yeah, I like Wiki a heck of a lot. Not clicking nuke at that turn was sus. Did we click to draw? It's fine. I did what I wanted to do. I think playing the sure gamble might have been a bit much. We could have just done Fermenter, Nuka, Fermenter, run, Nuka last click. They have 4 clicks. If they scored a 3-2, I don't think we're too upset. We finally kind of get cooked by above the law FA. Yeah, that's true. If we lose our Nuka to above the law FA, we'll be a bit upset, but I don't think it's the biggest deal. It's like super unlikely in a 54 card deck. But yeah, I think maybe not playing the sure gamble is okay there. Draw 6 with Nuka. It actually could be okay that we just do draw 6, dump on Madani. We're playing KPI? So I guess we can fast advance by playing KPI, right? But the thing is like Nuvang is already triggered. So you're losing value on this. I guess it is a cheap advancement. Oh no, Nuvang hasn't fired, but didn't Plutus fire Nuvang? What's going on? How did Nuvang fire twice? Oh, because they didn't Nuvang the first card on Plutus because they saw it and they didn't want to trash it. So it might have actually been the Eminent. That's a cool thing with Plutus is that when it fires an operation before you mandatory draw, you can control your mandatory draw. So let's see what they do with this. Imagine the turn being Ritual, Nuka, 2x load Madani. Yeah. The thing is like we need DZs more than we need anything else. We have 19 cards left in R&D and they're on 1 point. We now have to watch out for Biowac, but not too stressed. We break it for 4 credits. Running archives, we probably should just flush out the slash and burn. Okay, the last spin doctor. Okay, so the Eminent for a spin doctor. I feel pretty good about that. So we probably can still run archives, but it's cheaper just to run the Kessleroid. Oh, let's go. I've done it. No shame. Running HQ makes sense. They definitely have cards in there that we want to touch. So we can still no DZs, which is kind of a problem. So I think we want to like, the issues we run the spin doctor, we're not going to cup it. So we might need to just like sweep HQ with a cup. We'll see what they shuffle back. Obviously the slash and burn goes back. We could have ran that down for a moment. We have to simulchip for the propeller. Click Nuka again. I need to plan the rest of the turn. We can click Nuka again, host a bunch of cards on Madani. But then we can only make 1 run. With 1 slash and burn left, we don't really need to contest the spin doctor. I'm pretty sure we can let the Plutus fire a bit more. I don't think we have to actually chase this down. But if we hit Nuke again, like, what do I want to do? I want to install the cup. So we should probably just install Madani. We do like Muse compilation on Madani at a minimum. Then we run this, we run HQ. Yeah, we're control. We don't care. We don't care about this. 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 Nothing matters. Nothing matters. Nothing matters. We're control. There should be a button all programs. I feel like that's what we're going to do often. Okay, so we can install a simul chip. Once the spin ductor goes through, then we want to drop the cataloger. We just want to steal 2 more points. We can maybe close the game off with cataloger. So here we either click for credit or install the stone chip. I feel like installing the stone chip is a bit greedy. I'd rather actually draw, I think, which means we shouldn't have Madani'd. I think we should draw. Okay. Madani, simul chip, Madani. How is stone chip greedy? Sorry? I don't mind the stone chip. Andre's so crimpled, he's using to have bad breakers and losing if he lets the core build up. Yep. Not sure yet. I don't know yet, but they could be anything. All right, that's an RLC. Notably, these cards are being removed from the game, so like Plutus will run out of fuel. As much as the KPIs are actually not a good fast advance tool, because you need to pre-install the agenda. But these face down cards with Nuveng can fill this up. Playing Adam, can you trash Adam to end the run? No, Adam's not installed, unfortunately. Let alone, you have to use your cards to pay costs. So let's see 4 clicks. Install advance. Off the books, okay. So we're on 3 points. In theory, if that's an above the law, would we crack the stone ship? Maybe, if they asked. But this doesn't do anything. They have to discard more cards here. I'm not sure installing stone ship is greedy if you can get your mag install after. Oh yeah, installing stone ship instead of drawing, that's actually like super equivalent. That might have been reasonable. I feel like on their turn, we probably have to use the Muse here. I can't believe we don't have any of our DZs. But Muse into Coalescence here is just fine so that we can spec work forward. I don't know what we're going to need our Muses for. So we'll go from, I guess, the stack. So we draw into our DZs. Start a turn. Okay, so now we kind of want to run because we can simul chip at no cost. Oh, but sorry, we need to destroy that when we installed that. Oh, fuck. When we installed the Muse, we need to destroy the propeller, but now I've gained information, so that's kind of cooked. Like, you need to make sure you're destroying your propeller. It was better actually maybe to even spec work the propeller, because now running this actually is a bit difficult. So I want to sweep HQ here. So that's fine. We'll sweep HQ. I'm not control anymore. No stress. On server 3. We have no way to get our strength up on our propeller, so we're going to have to Madani to install a cup, trashing the propeller. Then we'll simul chip it back. For the propeller? Just pop it with cup? Yeah, 100%. Let's see if we get shuffled back in. I'm assuming it's be slash and spin, but it might be face downs. I think they will leave face downs in archives because we haven't been looking to trash it. Yo, Jennifer, how's it going? 0 power counters and propeller, so we can't even stone chip? No, not even. If slash and burn and unseen. Okay, makes sense. So we can run HQ for 2 credits. Our money's not good. I think we have to simul chip for a fermenter at the end of the turn after we use the cupellation. Oh, the problem is now the cupellation is a target for the revolver. I don't care. Steal an agenda. I guess. I suddenly feel like we don't have money. Maybe I'm playing too aggressive suddenly. But I think we can sweep 3 here from HQ and have a good time. Do we stone chip the revolver and get 2 bullets? That's not enough. I think we actually stone chip the revolver and then we throw the revolver. Yeah. Yeah. Do you dare float a tag? Nah. We died a double measured. Actually, that's something we have to worry about. Shailendra, armed, descent. Control. I think we have to simul chip for a fermenter here. You can trash 1 measured. I think if we spend the credit on the cupellation, we can. I don't like this. I feel like I need to pivot to the damn cataloger a mile ago. 17 points and 15 cards in archives. Yeah, something's up. And the problem is like we're going to lose the top deck Plutus because Nuvang Plutus actually makes sense. They can see the top card of the deck. And then if it's not an agenda, they trash it. If it's an agenda, they don't trash it. And then they get to their 3/2s. Like I do think they can close the game out in 2 turns. Am I wild to look at Lilypad, even Super Corridor, better fits for Maggie, playing her with Madani and hand size limitations? I don't think I'm doing a good job playing this, but I do think Lilypad makes a lot of sense in Maggie. And I could see actually like Madani being better in Lat, who wants to control hand size a bit more proactively. Okay, it's just armed acid protection. It's fine. But like our money's gone. It's so gone. Oh, I don't like playing this. This is embarrassing. I don't think I'm doing a good job. Wow. Okay. Zero D's is making this tough. I know 3 D's and 13 is like pretty buck wild. I would also go with Lilypad partly because Madani puts too much pressure on my brain. I like this pressure. I actually like this puzzle a lot. Like you see on the turns where I'm running and interacting and playing aggro, it's more about like how do I get my pieces to work with aggro as opposed to like sitting back and controlling and all that sort of stuff. So they will score 2 points next turn for sure. I guess we have to Nuka down to the bottom of the bucket. We have a spec work. Yeah, Diza would have saved us a lot of money by now. We saw Shylender Descent in HQ. If we run archives, how much does it cost us to break anything? It's going to cost us at least 2 to shoot, or 4 to shoot the BOAC. Yeah, only 4 to shoot the BOAC. I guess we stone chip? Hopefully get a spec work. Sick. What? Our bottom 9 cards were like 10 cards are Basilars and DZs. I forgot we were a Basilar deck for a second there. Oh my lord. Yeah, environmental testing is the other econ card in Shaper. I forgot to mention environmental testing. That is the econ engine in Shaper. I'm surprised this isn't playing it too. I'm actually very surprised it isn't playing it. I don't like Cataloger at all, but I feel like I'm not going to play deep dive here. We lose in 2 turns. We probably have to deal with the Plutus. If we deal with the Plutus, I don't know how they win. The issue is once they're on 5 points, they can slash and burn without like impunity, and that's going to be an issue for us. We can break this for 3 credits with Hush. We have to consider running this. I do not like where I am at all. If we muse for Coalescence, it's actually not that much money. It is credit neutral. Do we Panic Ashen? Fuck. Help. Help. I got nothing, y'all. I'm sorry. It's not a good show tonight. Just sitting here with all my programs. Okay, that's a face down Petty Cash. They're going to be on game point, and now Slash and Burn just closes the game. We're decent. I don't know. We're getting dunked on by Nuvang just sitting there with Plutus. We're not running the Plutus. We're not running Centrals. Are they on 5/3s? I can't tell. Man, Plutus Nuvang actually seems kind of fun. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's fine. They're only on 4 points now. What did they grab? The last Spin Doctor? Oh, they can't. They didn't shuffle it back. You really need your double DZs? Yeah, the double DZs are so important. It's 2 credits a turn. I can't believe we're missing on that. 2 credits a turn is a lot of money when you're on 4 credits. With this breaker speed, how can you remote lock? The thing is we can run super cheaply, right? Like Propeller breaks everything for like 3 credits worst case. Revolver breaks everything for 2 credits worst case. And then we just use our simul chips and our muses to recur those cards. Like our breaker speed is incredibly cheap. That's how, right? You know, we're lost when Andre wants to play Nuvang. Yeah, for real though. Okay. We only get access to 1 of these, which is a bit bad. That might catch up to us, but I think we'll just check archives. Show me what you got. Envelopment. We just hushed that, right? Yeah, we just hushed that. That's a pretty rough res. It forces our one Madani trigger, but this does nothing. It's a really rough res into hush. It has no text. It's just throwing 5 credits for trashing that. Yeah, yeah, they're realizing pretty good. It's all of its end the run subroutines are fictional. The problem is that now we have to like win with this simul chip, which luckily we can. So we've already trashed the program, so we'll simul chip for revolver. We don't have to break all the subroutines, so we'll match strength, break 1, and oops. I think I threw it. Yeah, okay, hold on. We can fix this. Click 1, 2, 3, 4. How do we install a card? Yeah, okay. And then I'll do counter P4. Okay, we're good. No Game Dragons against Oops All X deck seems a little sus. Yeah. The thing is that Game Dragon's not that good with this Breaker Suite, besides Propeller. It's okay with it against Propeller. Oh, we win. We don't win because they grabbed the Basalt Spire back. Of course we don't win. Basalt Spire grabs the Basalt Spire. The perfect crime. You kept an extra click accidentally? Is that true? That sounds true, yeah. Thank you. Okay. On 6 credits, we can run HQ, right? If they let us a Shylendra, we don't care. 1 and 3? I mean, good odds. If they spend money, we're happy. Shylendra, do not care. Funny how Wayland is a Vitruvius, but HB don't. I'm really upset Jeff reminded me that Ingatine can't install from hand. Which, like, a lot of HB cards let you install from hand. Descent? That ends the run. So the fact that we didn't run the Descents means that Zargon can't use the Descent to fix things. So our game plan is just to win with Cataloger. I think we will click for credit. We just need to make 1 run with Cataloger. Madani already triggered this turn? Use the squid? We can't. We already triggered Madani. We installed the Hush. Yeah, we can't. Yeah, we Madani'd the Hush to development. The thing with Plutus is you actually can't fire anything here because they're not playing Planogram. So like playing Petty Cash, you need 3 credits. So we actually bought ourselves a turn. Controlling Nuveng out of the game? Oh, I mean, this feels like an absolute crabs in a bucket problem. I was looking forward to HB after spoiler season. They got some of the best new cards, but the agenda situation makes it so tough. The HB agenda situation, I cannot understate how upsetting it is. And I'm really worried that it's going to be a long time before that gets fixed. Because you just are stuck in like send a message or vulnerability audit, which means I'm happy playing Leo. But like all other agenda suites feel really rough. The send from HQ to draw a card. Okay, that does expend. They're shuffling back Basalt and Slash and Burn. I feel like we're really happy with that. They just shuffled into 8 cards, 2 agendas, while we're sitting with a cataloger. I think we just do cataloger, credit, run R&D. Are you winning, son? Daria, I think we are. Okay, this could be the winning game. The unbanned Luminal instant fix? I mean, not really, but it would help. It definitely would help. Okay, if this is an agenda we actually can lose. Oh, actually, no, we can't. 3 RLCs are out. So I don't know how you get a click. If you play KPI, you gain an advancement, and then you can do advance, advance, advance. So we probably don't lose to that. I'm beginning to feel HB Agenda Suite is okay after some cooking. I don't know what to think about it. I feel like the first weeks I was playing entirely into like playing poetry into like Banhar decks, and I really hated it. So it's cheaper to Revolver for 4 or Fazarium for 3. I'd rather keep the Fazarium for this in case it's a Descent. Oh shit, if it's a Descent, we can't break it. HB was so strong with Aqua on top of trend setting. That's cool, yeah. Plutus Petty, they're a credit short. They need to be 3, right? If they're on 3 credits, Plutus Petty means they can score out of 5-3, I think. No. They can score out of 4-2. So if this is exactly a descent, we're a credit short. It's not. This can't be a spin doctor, so we'll do cataloger. Slash and burn Tucana above the law. So if it's a spin doctor, we're going to put 1, 2 cards down and 1 on the top. So if they draw with a spin doctor, we'll get the above the law. I'll ask for action. Isn't the spin in the archives? Yeah, the last spin is here. No, okay. Hey, good game. 1 credit. Thanks for the game. Nuvem with Plutus is pretty rad. You can control your mandatory. Yeah, I don't know what else shuffle effect they could possibly have, but I'll check. But the 3rd spin was here for sure. I don't know what the other shuffles would be in the format. I just don't want to mess it up. Turn 12 R&D is gone and Control Shaper has won. 7 cards left. It is cool. Their deck is cool. Like, it actually is a cool combination. The problem is, like, they still have a lot of work to close the game out. It's like 2 good turns for them at least. Hey, thanks again, eh? All right. We got some news to go over. Some cool stuff. I feel like I can always be doing something better for my next game. That's a good feeling to have. Quite like Catalog. I've been quite surprised as to how many people are really down on it. Yeah, it's like a bit slow. It's like Deep Dive was wild in the last meta, and I still think it's kind of a bit much in the modern meta, but it just doesn't feel like you need it compared to Deep Dive. I think this deck should be a Deep Dive deck for what it's worth. Like the Breaker Suite works so well with Deep Dive, like Oiler, Revolver, Propeller, Chromatophores, Slap Vandal. You can just Deep Dive. It's hard countered by Op. Yeah, Op is an issue with the Threema viruses, the border controls, all this sort of stuff. But yeah, Dive just was like similarly expensive in terms of the amount of clicks I want to ask from you. It's good if you get the game point though, that's for sure. Trying to figure out what the Shaper deck does with 3 muses since it's not a knickknack and Muse for Coalescence is 2 MU credit play. Spark, I think you just get your breakers. I think you just Muse for your breakers. Like Muse for Propeller, Muse for Azuma, Muse for Revolver. Kimberlite, your Madani. We were worried about that, Cody. How's it going, by the way? All right, some news came out today. Firstly, Run Together Pack 1 is now available. There's, what is it, 23 cards? I forget what the number is. If you're not familiar with these are, Run Togethers, I think there'll be more than one this year. But this is packs of cards of art from the community that is given, and the money that you make, that Run Together makes from this, goes to helping people get to Worlds. Oh, this Hoshiko's so cute. So this money, it's not an NSG thing. NSG hosts it, but they don't run Together. At least classically they don't. But if you want to pick up some cool alt arts, I can't say they're all tournament legal. Ooh, the art on this one's nice too. Is this a hedge fund? What is this? Yeah, this is great. Also, very importantly, if you're looking for funding, if you want to go to Worlds and funding is something that makes it a bit difficult, even if it's a little money, if it's a lot of money, this is why Run Together exists. And if people don't apply for Run Together, it shouldn't exist. And luckily it does exist. So do keep that in mind. If you're trying to go to Worlds and money is trying to keep you out of Worlds, this is something you can apply for sure. Yeah, Swift. Yeah, this is a pie cat. I have the birds poster. It's out of frame there with this sort of style. I like it a lot. You can find them all on NPC or drive-through cards. Again, these are not sold through the NSG store anymore, but you get to see all the arts here in the fan, as much as NPC sometimes loads really poorly. So I don't know if we can zoom in further than this, but there's always some fun stuff here. And you see these cards a lot. I think it is a hedge fund. I think it's a hedge fund, that one. The Mystic is really cute as well. Very, very cool. Maybe you should apply. It's not like I'm going to have money to leave the country anytime soon. Yeah, I would definitely apply. That's why it's there. DTC has better images. Okay, I didn't open DTC. Does it? Oh, it does. Cool, so what we got? Drafter, Tatubola. That's very cute. Sandstone, a Spin Doctor. Frightening fella. Hedge funds, really cool. What is the... I have no idea. I can't read it. I can't tell. Colorful Sure Gamble, Echelon, Swift, Steelskin, this Hoshiko. I don't know what the back looks like. I imagine it's similar. That's really cool. Mystic I like a lot. A little like Papercraft Ari. Cerebral Overrider is also pretty shocking. Good old Moonpool. A little Capybara in the water. Fully operational. We're just hitting enter. I like that. Window of Opportunity. Blasting through a wall. I'm assuming that is JoJo-esque. YDL. Very happy in Docklands Pass. And this actually looks a lot like the Lemuria code cracker from the original core set, which is good. Good old axolotl. Spec working not bad though. I feel like musical lessons works more smoothly with Knickknack. Yeah, I think this deck, the idea is that it doesn't have enough targets, but I think we'll play a Knickknack deck today for sure. I think I'm an ESA by the same person. Rohit, how's it going? Oh, sick. Yeah, sorry, I can't get the accreditation on all of these. It's really, really hard to see. Wait, what pack is this? Summer 24? This was last year's. Yeah, okay. So they're still open if you want to grab them. I'm imagining everything goes to the same funds at this point. We saw this. I do want to shout out, talking about Run Together. I missed this message the other day, but Worlds tickets are back on sale. We have a quick update on the status of tickets of Edinburgh, Scotland's Worlds. With tickets selling so fast, we had to close sales to ensure there was enough space for people who applied to volunteer, but would end up not being accepted. Now that we've finished getting our volunteer roster and have sent out emails for everyone who applied, we're going to be opening up early bird tickets on May 5th at 8 UTC. So that's already happened. Hopefully you know about this. Including the early bird tickets is exclusive playset of Bite and Full Art Foil, which is pretty sick. You want to get some more bites. If you're put on the waitlist, you have received an email from Eventbrite about our opportunity to purchase tickets. Please do, as well. We have secured an extra 120 seats in the venue. This was huge. I heard about this from Jeff, but now the venue is sitting 120 more people. So not only is that more tickets, but this Worlds is very likely to sell out. It almost basically sold out immediately, but like, I'm very sure this is going to sell out, and this might make it one of the biggest Worlds of all time, like even competing against Magnum Opus 2018 FFG Worlds. This event is going to be huge. It's going to be like 300 people. Super, super wild. We want to make sure people who are in line get the opportunity to buy their tickets, and then I think they'll be opened up after that. If you're waiting to hear about it for your results or Run Together application, you do not need to buy tickets at this time. Tickets will be made available to all those who apply to Run Together. Oh, that's sick. Thanks everyone for your enthusiasm. We have dreamed of selling our tickets so quickly. We're really looking forward to Worlds in 6 months. It's a good problem to have. 420 seats, nice. I think it's 320 seats. Puts Bite and Binder tier, proceeds to have a promo for it. I mean, that's competitive standard. Like, people still like Bite. Of course they do. Speaking of volunteering, are you good for Montreal cons? Sort of. Like, we're not at the point where we're locking down volunteers. Joe, you've reached out, and I definitely want to lock you down for that position that you applied for, because I think it's really important. But for Montreal Continentals, or sorry, America's Continentals here in Montreal, which tickets, mind you, are still for sale, we'll have our early bird prize promo available to show soon enough, but that cutoff is, I believe, June 30th. We're looking for volunteers. We had a lot of nice people reach out. There's definitely some positions we're still looking for. Things like judging is kind of hard to lock down. We have a handful of judges, but I think we want at least 1 or 2 more if we can get them. But if you're interested in volunteering for that, you can please hit me up if you can. They can take my snare from my cold dead hands, binder tier or no. Steven, good to see you on Tuesday. It was 300 seats. We added 120. Wait, it's actually 420? 420 Worlds Blaze it. World's largest card game tournament, or whatever the headline was. Yeah, right? That's huge. It's 420? Damn. Okay, sick. This is that. Also, this was linked. This is from Card Gamer. So Lunari, I believe is the name, wrote this in Card Gamer. Card Gamer had a spoiler earlier, and it's a really cool article in which Lunari reached out to a bunch of folks to ask them early before the set was out, if I'm not mistaken, to talk about some cards they were excited about and talk about why they were excited for these cards. It's a really cool read. A bunch of my friends and teammates have responded to this, and you can kind of tell which players like which cards. And you get a little thing here at the top, right? From Circuit Breaker, Kikai keeps tabs on the competitive scene through Substack Surveyor, and then Kikai has some messages about Ryu and Gourmand, which is great. I'm liking that Kikai is hyped about Phoenix. I think Phoenix is pretty cool. I think Bling is definitely a Man in the Moon quote. Yeah, there's no way it would be anyone else. I think Man in the Moon is like really building some interesting Bling decks, and I've seen them in tournament play, and they're kind of really cool. I haven't locked this card down. I haven't put enough testing into them, but I know that is one player who's really, really excited for this. On the criminal side, it's some good old White Blade talking about Baz, who I'm not sure how I feel about Baz. Open Market's doing pretty good. Transfer of Wealth, of course, is incredible. On the Shaper side, I think Jot got a chime in about Knickknack. And also on the Shaper side, like Scrounge gets called in as like a way to recur with the Lilypad engine and with Knickknack. And I want to try that tonight. I think we will. It's a fun little include. And with Lilypad can't tripping you or pushing you forward more accurately when you install the program for 2 clicks, it feels a bit better for sure. A Ritual as well, getting shouted out. On the HB side, we're talking to Rotom Appliance. Patrick likes that humanoid resources, still showing up in the Leo deck as I think a 2 of the last I looked at, but this card it's doing okay. It's fine. It's fine. And then Scatterfield, which is definitely not so much a LEO card, but I do think all the other HB players going slightly horizontal want to play the heck out of this. Jinteki, it's D. Talking about some Oko Egg Infusion for short, well long, proving to be corp to beat my early testings of the meta for sure. I have no doubt that almost every playtesting team has a secret Oko deck that they're waiting to bring to the first event. I do think that means people are going to be teched for it, so who knows how it's going to perform, but some of the major tournaments over the next couple of weeks are going to tell us a lot about this identity, because I think there's so many different build paths, and it is really quite frightening. Shouting at Mitra too, I'm surprised. I'm like really scared of this card, but it seems powerful as much as no one's doing anything with it. But I very want to see this. I'm glad that D thinks this is cool. NBN side, who are we talking to here? Cobra Bubbles. Yeah, sick. Embedded reporting, it's a 3-2 in NBN, definitely good enough. And I think we shouted IP enforcement. Interested to see if they've been brewing anything with this. And Man in the Moon finishes off with idiosyncrasies, which is another kind of like the sort of weird cards that I think Man in the Moon likes. So stay tuned to this, whether it's going to be in Prov, Devost, or BTL. And I think I've seen a bit of this in PT and Tian. I think the last ones are actually from Lunari, talking about some of the Wayland cards like Plutus, which fun to see this one. Measured Response. We'll see how important this is. I think I've seen this more in like a bit of a grinder corp than actually like Tempo corp, and that's been a bit interesting. And of course, some good old 3-2 agendas. N6 we saw Cybercent today, and actually it seems like a pretty nice change. This is a really cool article. I'm like down for this. I couldn't find this article on the main page, so I don't know how you find this, but Lunari messaged, and I also got this shared internally from friends who'd be like, yo, check out this article. This is sick. Really, really cool. I just like any Netrunner coverage in like, public space as well. I think it's pretty hype for a lot of reasons. All right. Oh, I do need to do a bit of a recap, a bit on a meta. I went to a GNK on Tuesday. I guess we should talk about that slightly. So I went to a GNK on Tuesday after the stream, and I brought an LEO deck that I've been grinding for a bit that I think is pretty fire. And I've been playing Phoenix. And the Phoenix deck, I've been changing it a fair bit. As you saw probably on stream a while ago, I've been starting with Detente Phoenix, and now I'm playing a Phoenix that I got from testing group that has it has different cards. It's very aggressive though, but it's also way more tuned against the Alco matchup. Was a matchup that I ran into against Antoine on the previous week of casuals, and I thought was awful. The thing that I was looking at is like, okay, Phoenix's ability, it's pretty rough because it fires like every single aspect of Alco. If you're firing subroutines and you're face checking things with Banhar, then you're taking damage. And if you're taking damage, that means the corp is getting counters. And if the corp is discarding cards from hand, then they're also gaining counters. And that felt awful. And I was playing a version of the deck that was not as teched out against assets. And now the version I was playing was actually really teched out for assets. And I didn't mind. I just fired Phoenix all the time and got cards out of the hand. And admittedly, Antoine wasn't playing Regenesis, so maybe that wasn't as scary as it could have been. But like I got the rematch, and it was just very, very satisfying to like sit down and kind of sit on the corporation. Phoenix, my beloved. Yeah, I'm really enjoying Phoenix. That was a bit of a roller coaster, but I'm kind of back on Phoenix, and I think that's probably what I'm going to be playing. Jai skips right over writing the 3-2-bit. Was that Jai on the 3-2-bit? I totally missed that. Oh shit, I don't want to miss that. Was that Jai? Oh my god, I thought it was just from that part Lunari forward. For the new dividends, we turned to Jai, represented the Southeast Asian Netrunner. Okay, that's sick. That's really, really cool. Excuse me. Good shout out, actually. Anyways, that was fun. Problem that we have with GNKs is that we hit a buy. So if we have an odd amount of players, and I think we had like 13 or 15 players for a GNK on a Tuesday night, which I can't complain about. Shout out to Antoine, who's organizing. This is the first time Antoine has organized any event, and it's just like really, really cool that people have an excuse to come out and get some prize support and stuff. But we kind of had this system in Montreal where like you can take a buy, like you can offer to get a buy, and generally players who have been playing for a while get the buy. Because I feel like we're in this weird circumstance, and this is like against OP policy for sure, as much as the GNK is super casual, where in theory the buy is meant to go to the player with the lowest standing so that they can get a free win, and it kind of pushes them up, but then they don't play a game. And when you come out on a Tuesday night to play 4 rounds and you're a newer player and you get bodied in round 1 and then you only play 3 games in Netrunner, I feel like that's a bad situation. And so this is not the first time we've done it, but we've just had players who are a bit more experienced say like, I'll offer to take the buy, and they just sit out. So some of the players who are coming out for the first time, who are maybe newer, can play 4 actual games of Netrunner. Now, for that reason, the standings are kind of, I wouldn't say entirely made up, but mostly made up, and should not be like, they don't really matter that much. I came out and only played 3 games because I took the buy on like round 2 or round 3, and I had a good time just hanging out and watching people play for sure. But it's like a weird thing where we're getting to, and for what it's worth, the prize support is entirely raffled out, so it's not like it really matters, which you can do for GNKs. I don't know if other people do that. I think it's in a strange situation where like, I feel like the structure of the GNK is nice and I'm glad it's being organized. But when I went out on the Tuesday and the night before, I got to play more games. And I think that might be the issue, where I came out on a Tuesday and play 3 games, as opposed to when I came to a casual Tuesday and played 6 games or 7 games. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. The Reading GNK turned into a mega city. Yeah, the Reading GNK on the other hand was like a lot of people, but there's also like tourists in town, which is really, really cool. The other deck I was playing was LEO, and I only got 1 game in with Phoenix, which was a bummer, but I played 2 LEO games. My first game was against a player who's playing Standard for the first time, playing Run-Based Zaya. I just threw some big buy rights. It was really fun. And then my last game was against Diogen, and Diogen posted a list, and Diogen is playing a deep dive Sable with only 2 deep dives. Sokka has been like pretty vocal about this. I'm not sure I like the deck name too much, but the idea that like Deep Dive has scaled past the speed loss of corporations, I kind of feel it. And I think Deep Dive is in a really weird place right now. And playing against Diogen, it was a really funny game because Diogen goes for the last Deep Dive, needing to find 3 points to win the game, and whiffs. I was like pretty miserable. I flip 8 cards on the top of the deck. I grab my 8 cards. I'm like GG, and I flip 8 cards and he just doesn't find it. But I'm sitting there as LEO with Anoetics and Managarms and Mercia and Ice, and I just can't stop the Deep Dive. I think in hindsight, my Ice placement wasn't perfect. I actually didn't draw into a defensive upgrade for the back half of the game, which would really helped. But I think the thing that I'm learning from the Deep Dive decks that's like kind of weird to me is that how powerful this can be and how few corporations feel like they can interact with it favorably. The thing that modernly, you can lie low, click 1 and 2 and still Deep Dive. And that seems so buck wild. That seems unimaginable. That click 1 and 2, you can lie low, and then 3, 4, 5, you can run, and then you can still have clicks left because you ran your mark and you played a run event with Swift that you can get a real Deep Dive off. That doesn't make sense to me. And Criminal is the one faction that can really do this. I do think Shaper can do it with a bit of Peach's Sean support, but like Criminal has, as much as Sokka calls out, all this sort of like bypass abilities, things like Debrado and backstitching. It's actually very possible to win on turn 2. You need to be a bit lucky with the draw, but the idea is with Sable, as long as you get a Swift down and a run event, you can Deep Dive to win the game on a single turn. And I think that might be a problem with decks like this, abstractly. Like this is the sort of deck, mind you, that also like Snare Bears brought to Worlds and just missed the top cut by 1 placement. We thought was a good deck at that time. I didn't really play any of it. I didn't do much competitive testing for Worlds last year. But the idea is like, you can do this. And with Sable, you have 6 clicks. So if you do run, 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 you can win in a single turn, right? Because you Deep Dive, spend an extra click, Deep Dive. And in a lot of decks, you can win in a single turn. I don't know if the Sable deck is doing that. I do think things like Oko are keeping you in check for sure. But the idea is that you actually can have like a game-winning Deep Dive if you're really lucky on turn 2 is kind of wild. And you can actually steal 7 points. Like I don't know how to deal with that because I feel like without Rashida and without a lot of the end the run effects, I don't know if Corpse can deal with this at all. I really don't think so. I think Expedition would let us still stay till like 10, 10:30, but I think that runs a bit late for some players. Yeah, for sure. I think for some players, especially they have to travel, that's a bit rough. I think claimed buys are a great idea for situations where the standings have no impact on pricing. Yeah, I really like it. I think where the pricing is fully random, like I don't mind sitting out so other players can play. I play a lot of Netrunner. I played a lot of Netrunner on stream that day, so I don't mind. But it's like, I don't know, the part of me that wants to be competitive towards standing, where it's like I played 3 games of Netrunner in a 14-player field, and now I have to care about my standing. I'm like, I gotta just stop caring about that sort of stuff. It doesn't matter. It's nice to play more games, but also requires a place that doesn't close at 9. Yeah, I guess they close a bit later. Someone who got dunked on in 3 of the 4 of my games, I'd like to echo the sentiment that the standings totally don't matter. No, they don't. Which is like, I don't know what to think about that. Like maybe people bring better decks to GNKs versus casuals, maybe for players who are, you know, new to organized play that like the tournament structure, because for them, it's a fresh thing that they haven't experienced. For me, I've played in a fair bit of tournaments. So like, I don't know. I feel like I'd actually rather just sit down and grind games and like get testing time in more than like show up and play 3 games. I don't know. I feel like I still want to get involved in organized play and like support the community and like hang out and have friends. Like I'm going out more now to hang out with people than it is actually to play the games when it comes to GNK. Shout out to also Roberto, who came out for the first time in like 3 years, which is great to see. Structure's nice, but right now I prefer playing more games, especially since standings don't matter. Yeah, it's a weird spot. I don't know. Estebrado is a disgusting card this meta. Yeah, it seems pretty good. You can Deep Dive on turn 1, turn 2. No problem. There have been so many games on JNet where I've lost turn 3, 4 to Deep Dive and I couldn't have stopped it in any way. Yeah, I agree. I think that you can't stop it in a lot of decks. I think a lot of decks are just not capable of stopping it. I think against LEO, I needed to like just keep one server super iced. And that makes a lot of sense with LEO, that you have to run that server twice because I'll end the run. So I probably just should put like 4 or 5 ice on R&D and a defensive upgrade and just not ice HQ. You eat a transfer of wealth or 2. I don't think Diogen's playing a transfer of wealth. I think this deck also should play Pinhole, so it doesn't just like struggle against Managarm or Anoetic. I do think Sokka was talking about that in the write-up. But yeah, this seems kind of like, it does seem kind of messed up to me. I'll admit it. I don't know how it does against like Oko and like ping damage and stuff like that. I can have 3 ice on Central's turn 3 and still get Deep Dive? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. All I want is beans. I personally only play a couple decks usually before I play, focusing on sharpening them and improving play patterns. Anyways, it was a fun event. The game against Diogen, mind you, he whiffed the last deep dive and then time was called. I was up ahead on points and he makes one final run. I like throw an Ancel at him. He runs back and the last card on top of the deck that he can access right on time is called is the 3-pointer. And it's like absolutely perfect. But I'm sitting there and I'm like kind of getting salty about it because I don't think even as Elio, I could have done much about it. But I do think my ice placement was kind of shit. I think I should have figured that out. But it's just like still very, very difficult to deal with. And it doesn't feel like you're playing Netrunner. I don't know. I think the Netrunner is good when you have to access cards and it's about this, but I do think this deck can sit back and make 3 runs and win the game by just double deep diving. And I feel like that might be an issue, but we'll see. Hey, Omen, just submitted my uni dissertation in AI for the tutorial decks. Gonna work on implementing all the NSG sets. Yo, sick. That's really, really cool. Hopefully it works well. Is there any way that folks can see that? I just want to smash cards and smash beers. Raffling prizes seems like my kind of GNK. Yeah, I do. I do think it's my kind of GNK, but like, I don't know. Maybe a league system makes sense. I'm not sure what to do. Like, I want just a reason to go out and get involved and play games and meet people and like do that sort of thing more than I care about who's winning when it comes to a casual GNK. I would love Eli and Naja right now. I think Jessica, there's no way you can get them printed because Elio exists. Way too good. I think Daijin getting the 3-pointer in the last round was karma for you calling GG in the whiff deep dive. Yeah, but like, I was not likely that I was going to lose on that for sure. The deck had, I think, 2 5/3s in it, and it was like maybe 20 cards. I don't know. Leagues are funny. I haven't played in a league lazy since like 2016, but I had a good time. I had a good time, and it's nice. You just like incentivize people to play different, more people and bring new decks every week, which I think is also kind of cool. But for some people, that can be a lot of work. I think 11-10. We probably don't have time to build a new deck, so I think we're just gonna play a deck. I was gonna want to build a shaper list. Tomorrow we probably won't stream tomorrow. I need to like go traveling tomorrow, so there might not be a Marvel Champion stream. It might be early in the morning. We'll figure it out, but there might not be a stream tomorrow. There's definitely not gonna be a stream on Tuesday. We'll probably be back on Wednesday. I think we will. Do we just play this? Is this Sokka's other like kind of doomer list? And I was like really interested to see, you know, nuanced combos with Nebula, but I do think nano management just kind of makes sense. It just gives you 2 clicks. And I've done some like some fishbowl draws with this and it can go pretty wild pretty quickly. That's for sure. This idea with this deck is kind of like Arizon was playing a list like this in AMPC Boston, made the top cut. And the idea is that if you can fast events out of king making and then score the superconducting hub, then you have a massive hand size, which really helps with your YDLs. It helps with your piranhas. It helps with your combo. And then from there, you can close the game off. This one's actually not running any of the 5/3s, which means all your agendas you can fast events out, which is kind of wild. And this is the 1/4/2 that you want a nano management out for 8 credits, which is a bit expensive, but you got a credit on the way here. I haven't played Nebula yet so far. I haven't played Moosely Hot. I think those are the identities I just haven't got time with because I don't know. I don't think I like the way that people are playing this deck. I'm surprised that like just Ice Central seems to work. I think it has bad matchups, but I do think for how good Nebula is, I do think there are other Nebula decks that build remote servers, and I'm excited to see how the iteration works because I don't know if this works against Red Crim, but it seems to work. And I think the sort of like Ice Centrals and just let them fast events out is like just quintessentially really bad Netrunner. So we'll see. Not public at the moment. I need to rest for a little while and want to iron out a few things. Once exam season ends, I'll probably clean it up and make the get public. Oh, super cool. Congrats on getting that done, eh? Time to get loose with my first draft Nova deck. I think Diogen, yeah, sorry, 1 second. Yeah, May? Yes. Sorry, love. I think Diogen getting, sorry, I read that. I've not heard anyone said Nebula is fun. No, I haven't heard anyone say that. Oh, Jessica did. Spending 2 influence on KPI meant to do something especially important. It's not bad. It allows you to like kind of never advance. You actually do put 3 ice on all your centrals. So getting KPI in to get your money and to get the card in front of you actually really helps. I think this deck also can have an agenda problem because it has 13 agendas. And I think Sokka calls out using this to shuffle back is like kind of okay. So it does have Sokka on it. So I think Sokka does want to play it, but it's also kind of reasonable. It's also a fast advance tool when you're on Gemalong, because in Gemalong's side, you can install your agenda, then get the advancement for plus -1 credit, which actually helps as well. So it's not bad. KPI into YDL? Yeah, I guess so. Maybe. That seems fine. I'm going to give this a shot. Sorry, Maddie, this one? Okay, I can do that. Welcome to the dark mode. All right, let's give this a shot. Import first. Import, play, new game, corp, play against Chesva Criminal, go. Does so many useful things. Ice building, shuffling back FA for 3-2. Yeah, it's a really flexible card. And I'm actually liking it a lot more in reg decks as well. Just as like oh, okay, getting ice and making a play. Like one click to install ice and then credit. Feeling Dawi or Sable. I think Sable's going to be they both want to run. Up to you. I think Sable with Chesva is going to be a bad matchup for us. I think it's also not an interesting matchup because we just sit there. Tron's there. Okay, this is going to be more interesting for sure. So Dawi wants to run. That means that either it's feast or famine at this point. Our hand has Endpot and superconductings, which not great. We do have hedge fund turn 1. I think we might want to mulligan this, but I haven't played this. Thanks, you too. I think everyone's rooting for Dawi here. So we probably want to mulligan this. Hedge fund opening is totally fine, but we have a lot of like operations, like non-equivalent stuff like that. Having double ice would be pretty good. I think the best case scenario is that we draw an ice and we do like Endpot hedge fund, Endpot funhouse maybe. Because we just sit there means just describes the court meta. I don't think so. I'm going to mulligan for 2 ice. That's a bit better. We just YDL with this hand maybe. Government subsidy, cool. So getting the flip this turn is actually not that important. So we might just do like draw YDL funhouse on HQ. Yeah, now we have to. Do we want to res the funhouse or we rather res the ping? We do have ice positionality questions because we do actually run piranhas and funhouse into piranhas is really good. So I'd rather just ice up HQ really cheaply. Oh my God, I was looking at the other side of the table to figure out where HQ is. I think Tron moved on from Gamba Spark Dawi. I'm imagining this is just like a more reasonable Dawi. I don't think this is going to be Gamble Orca. So in theory, if you don't flip, we can't score out, but you don't know that. So yeah, it's Madani, it's Chesva, Cole. So Chesva's really good into this matchup. And I like Chesva Dawi a lot because you can use these Chesva credits to install Madani. Not on this turn. We are flipped back. So we have to get ice here. Nano management means we don't have a great score. I think we just want to do draw, gov sub, ice up. So I'm glad we didn't have to res anything. Dawi deck is pretty good. Played in locals, it goes hard. It's really fun. Like, I think that's also a reason why I'd rather play locals than a competitive GNK, because I don't think I don't know, maybe I would bring Dawi to GNK, but to like a local league, I love to bring this. Okay, running archives, just the Chesva down a Coalescence, which is nice. I think I played 2 Chesva in my last Dawi. And now here we can score out. If we top deck a King Making, we will. Okay, we don't. So if we nano management out of tomorrow's headline and we have a click left to trash, we could just score post-truth, but I don't want to. We could score out of superconducting, which might be a bit weird. I'm assuming we're just going to put this on HQ. Actually, we could put this on archives to stop this Dawi, but I think we just draw. Yeah, that's fine. Still okay. You can score a PTD. Yeah, I don't know. We could consider drawing. King Making is a 3 and 38. Not great odds, but we're on 20 credits. We can res some ice. Manual superconducting, yeah, we might just nano to superconducting. I don't know how precious we have to be about this, but I think we have enough money. We can blow 7 credits on this to get hand size, especially with piranhas on the table. Worst case scenario, it gets hit by Fazarum. We'll see if the knickknack comes down, which it definitely will. We'll have to put ice on archives. But if a knickknack comes down, we might nano management tomorrow's headline and just trash it. Oh, in the groove, we're gaming. In the groove with Madani is actually pretty sick. Yeah, early superconducting, I can imagine it being nice, even for 7 credits. Our deck probably has enough liquidity, we can do it. Okay, Muse for Fermenter. Mind you, into the groove. Definitely flying forward. Simulchip flying forward. Take that bling. Flying forward. Not running, not using the Chesva credits. Not sure why. Where did this come from? I guess it was clickless. Okay, well, when in Rome. So we have 5 clicks. So we actually have a click after this, which is pretty fun. There's no clot. I think we need to end pot either R&D or archives. I can't tell what we need to do. Once the Dawi comes down, I think we just started the knickknack. We just nano manage and blow it up. But we have 7 hand size now, so YDL is only going to get better. We actually can't res that much ice. Wonder if it's worth switching out the post treats for Stink Tank and run 1-2 retributions as instant tag punishment for stuff like Melandrijum or Madani. I mean, it could, but like a 1-2 is also really good, right? The retribution slots, like a lot of these versions of the deck too are actually running like, you know, Oppo or some sort of tag punishment. Like I've seen measured response. I've seen some weird stuff. And the thing is, like, if they're aggressive enough where they feel like they have to run all the time, yeah, they sometimes overextend. So there's definitely some truth to that. But I think the decks are struggling to figure out how much tag punishment, how many tags, and then the deck gets even more inconsistent because you're definitely playing operations. I think, would we rather res the end pot which is broken for 3 credits at a minimum, especially with Ches was broken for 1 at the Funhouse. I think we res the Funhouse. Because if you actually run the Piranhas, there's no way you take a tag here. If I had to measure response out of this, yes. Yeah, that's the thing. It's also so hard to read this deck because all it does is it stops bleeding information, and then you have to still play the same against it no matter what it is. It's like just kind of the worst. Been loving Empod, decent versus Bank, scales into late. Yeah, I can see that. Wow, we don't have the money to trash Nuka, but not that I wouldn't consider it. We are flipped. The YDL is clickless, which is like kind of wild. It's kind of wild that we can do draw YDL hedge fund. This is... Did we predictive first there? Actually, is it right to predictive? So we've predictive. We go up to 9 cards in hand. Yeah, F it. We have to discard 2. Okay, no, it was bad. I shouldn't have done that. That was not good. It's actually really quite bad. Yeah, I don't like what we did. I want to keep the ice. I can't. Yeah, I didn't like that at all. Like a reverse hive, yeah. Yeah, that was a bit too greedy. We would love to get a king making here for sure. Daewee hasn't flipped yet, has she? No. You just pitch a 1-pointer? I'm gonna try not to. We definitely could. I feel like the fact that we can score these from hand makes them kind of valuable. Hey Sunshine, is Kentucky the place to play Netrunner? Yep, that is the online hub that most people play Netrunner. In theory, you can play on Tabletop Simulator, but this is the easiest place to find people for sure. There's 16 games going right now. There was like easily 40 games last week. As much as this time zone's probably not the best for a lot. But yeah, it's nice. It's free. You just make an account. If we top deck king making, we are off to the races. And we'll be on game point. King making. This is the card we would wish that we discarded, huh? Can we petty cash at tomorrow's Nano Management and tomorrow's headline? It costs us 7, but we can hedge fund. Ugh, I don't know what we want to do here. Thanks. Yeah, of course. Jaina, it's sick. Petty cash into Nebula also allows us to score the headline from hand. So we can do management, install advance, the headline. That costs us 7 credits. We're down to 7. Then we can hedge fund last click. Yeah, whatever. I don't think we need a lot of nuance here. 5 in hand, though. The next turn will be on 4. The next turn will be a 5. Then we're on game point. We'll see when Toronto starts running. Toronto has a tag. Has a lot of money here. I don't think we're ready to purge. Some of the decks run business as usual and do cool things. Score 2-1, discard petty cash. That was actually reasonable too, yeah. I might not like that better. That we are happy discarding this and playing it clicklessly. Yeah, I like that line actually. Full breaker speed and 2 turns on the Madonna. Yeah, that's the problem. So we have to go a bit quick. I don't know how well the breaker speed deals with this. Like Principia is fine. We have no big barriers, I don't think. Echelon into F2P is like not great for Echelon. The question is how you break Npod Funhouse. Like you want to Fizzarum this, I guess. Looking like a Toronto, yeah. It's like popping off in weird value angles as much as Tron is playing control. Yeah, only barrier is ping. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know how you deal with Piranhas, if this is probably an Euler deck. Yeah, this is the second in the groove Tron has played. It's like with DZ and Madani, like the cool thing with In the Groove is that Madani actually allows you to fire 1 more click clicklessly, which is kind of cool. I doubt it's the best thing you can do, but it's like, makes more sense. You have more control over installs, which is exactly what you want to do. All right, this Npod now has a couple subroutines. I don't think we care if you go through the Funhouse. I'm assuming it's going to get Fizzarumed. If it gets Fizzarumed, we can afford to purge it. I actually don't think we res this Npod. Oh, Tron's tagged. We could have resed a free Piranhas. Huh. I don't think I want to res that. Fire all? We going in? We're going in. We're going tag me. I don't think we have tag punishment besides our soft Rashida predictive planogram, which we threw out the second copy. I think going tag me might make sense. I don't think we have any ice that scales besides F2P, in which we throw that out as well, like chumps. Muse for Devadatta is my guess. Are we just conduiting it? Oh, Coalescence. Okay, just use the Chesva. So Nebula flips. Daily flips. I guess we can go here. We'll never use the space. Wait, this is a sick ID for streamers. 3 tags in. Simulchip. If we flicker the Simulchip here, we can draw a card within the groove. I don't know if you need to. Madani's doing all the table space, yeah. This is like really hard to parse, which is the problem. Like, it's actually really hard to parse this board state. I don't know what to do about that. I'm actually struggling to parse this board state. This deck starts failing if the runner goes tag me. Yeah, I do think that's why you can consider playing some tag punishment. I do think that's actually why we have F2P, which we threw one out. That's the big punishment we have. Piranhas is still pretty good, but yeah, we're gonna have to res the end pot and see how you deal with it. But we have no tag punishment besides YDL and F2P, which is fine. So this will flip us, which is good. Oh, we can draw up a bit. Okay, we can't play petty cash, but that's fine. I do think we want to flip. Let's draw once more. Messney on R&D. It's okay. I like greasing. Yeah, greasing is 3 influence though. I think that's a big problem. And F2P would actually be really good. A 5 strength F2P. I think that's pretty slick. Fermenter for 10 credits. Yeah, purging the term is actually reasonable as well. I just find this really difficult to parse what's going on here and what you're capable of. I think the JNet not like showing the Madani's done this once per turn also doesn't help because I can't tell if Madani's triggered. We have to res this. I think now we're going to get locked out from runs on R&D because it's only just can you break the end pot. Like I think we got to the point where our game plan doesn't work against double Chesva. Turn 7? Yeah, I know. It's just like, it's weird. Bigger picture is such brutal tag punishment. I don't think it matters that much. Like with Fermenter, you kind of recover. For what it's worth, like on this board state, I'd rather actually much rather have an IP enforcement in a turn. Okay, Unity end pot seems pretty okay for us. 5 credits, okay. That can tax that Chesva. This will just keep firing. We'll see if there's multi-axis here. I don't think there is. Nebula flips, that's a bigger issue. So Unity into Message Chesva end pot is actually pretty good. Do we trash the funhouse? I think we do trash the funhouse. I don't think it actually matters how many tags Tron takes. So we'll save a credit on this. Oh, that's actually really good. So we'll petty cash here. That flips us. I think we'll trash the funhouse for piranhas. Just click for credit. Sit back, do nothing. Not all the subs are live? Oh, did Tron break all of them? Yeah, Tron hit break all, right? That's how you like optimize so you don't have to worry about all the possibilities when you're playing the Shaper deck. You just hit break all. One of my opponents tonight was playing a Madani deck and the order of the hardware installs was DZ, Madani, DZ. So the 2 DZs were on opposite sides of the long Madani. This is super cursed. You need that linear game plan, the storytelling. So Unity struggles a bit with piranhas. Especially when on 7 hand size, technically on 6. But you need to boost this a couple times. So you need to boost to 3 to 5 to 6. So this is 3 credits plus you need to break at least one subroutine. So it's 4 credits. Then this is a bit more too. Chesva will really matter. I do think at this point Tron like pivots to HQ. And that's going to be a problem for us. This ping is also really bad. I think we're actually kind of cooked here. We could like get out of this by nano managing out real 3-2s. If Tron doesn't run here, we can score out a superconducting hub with our, we'll remove a tag with our petty cash, but I do think we're going to get the run here. Nebula does indeed suck. Yeah, kind of. I just don't like this. I wish it flipped back at the end of the turn no matter what. I think if you fire the ability, you should flip back. So Tron has 9 cards in hand, but like we're just playing the worst Netrunner. Yo, Alec, how's it going? You can just win by scoring both post-truths and then nano a 3-2. Yeah, I know, but like we're going to get hammered. I don't know if this deck is going to have any multi-axis besides maybe Phasarum. A conduit's going to be a problem. I think nothing but Operation Game Plan falls apart against a deck to optimize the run centrals. Yeah, I thought so too. I don't know how Socket did so well with this. So the Principia is down. So resing the ping costs 1 credit, but it costs more for us. Frustrating to me is in Swiss, you don't have no idea what the float all tags. Yeah, I agree. It just like reveals so little information. Petty cash, we flip back. So what does this cost to break? Yeah, we're just going to sit here. This is going to be bad. We can play this petty cash. I'd rather play this petty cash. Spin Doctor. Let's go find a KPI. Oh, F2P is really good. Okay, we flipped again. Gaining a credit at the end of the turn. One has only exists to shoot twinning. Yes, exactly. Luckily, this day we deck, like, we'll shoot the knickknack, but I don't think it has any other resources. There's the Peach Shao in the end pot. Okay. So this Piranhas will be okay, but Tron's on 32 credits. We're going to get Conduit to death this turn. I think we had the F2P here, maybe played a bit slower. We can maybe do something. But like, yeah, we didn't purge. We kind of played a bit like a monkey. We should definitely get this another subroutine. But hopefully Tron will. Deep dive time comes. I'd be surprised. I think you just like Peach Shah as a day week card, right? Because it bounces back and forward. I think Tron's also likely to play UAV. Nebula is flipped, so we don't really have a game plan. We drew the king making. Is there going to be one turn where we're not going to get flipped? How's Tron so rich? All these fermenters and all these Chespas, but it was like 2 fermenters for like 1,700 credits. Yeah, it was like 2 10 cost fermenters, which we probably should have purged, let's be honest. We could double biotic out of king making at some point. That might actually be the play. That's fine. This just gets Daywee. We can FA regardless of flip now. Yeah, we kind of can. I wonder if we just do the post-truth next turn. We probably should consider it. You need to spin back the biotics. We don't really need to, because we can just score out with well, we don't actually need to do it now, more accurately. I think the turns have to be post-truth, biotic, embedded. I'd rather get rid of the embedded first. I'm not sure, actually. Maybe these 2 ones are more valuable. Okay, I'll fire it. I think getting the end pot to 1 more counter actually like does kind of matter. So the post-truth is good for that. Echelon breaks F2P really poorly, right? Yeah, 5 credits. Like, this server does suck. Like, Tron will run out of money. Like, this is 5. This is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Technically 4. Like, this is a 9 credit run already. And we're already feeling bad about it. We could have got rid of this ping. I think we probably might consider resing it, actually. Echelon's so bad in this format. I don't know if I'd go that far. Revolver's really good, though. Cool. Are we getting deep dived? Sir Cheswa, yeah, okay, we lose. Oh boy. Okay. It opens up the top of R&D, but it makes HQ a bit less bad. Yeah, I think every credit actually matters. This is painful to watch. This is painful to play. I feel very powerless. Oof. We kind of needed that. We lose. GG. Three Cheswa and Shapers. I'm really tired of Nebula. It's actually really like fine with Madani. That is just bad, Netrunner. I do not like this. Thanks for the game. Like, this is gonna roll us for sure. Ban deep dive. I mean, we're not doing anything, so I don't feel bad about it. But it is like very, very powerful. And like this corp can't do anything about it. Probably didn't matter, but we should have drawn with Piranhas there since he saw the top of R&D. We actually should have shuffled back with Spin Doctor. I don't know if we had a time to do that, but definitely we should have shuffled with Spin Doctor. We were going to do that anyway, so the draw is not that bad. I do think actually diluting HQ is a bit more reasonable. I do think you're right that he like very obviously made it clear that he was going to go for a deep dive, so we definitely should have done one or the other. Shuffling back with Spin Doctor was definitely correct. Yeah, deep dive seems like a bit much, but that's not what we lost. Let's try it again. What does this deck do versus Oko? Which deck? Tron's? I don't know. I do think Dewey's like kind of cool against Oko. Hey, Cold Lava. Yeah, you get out Azamat. You probably get out your Knickknack. You get your Azamat quickly, and then every time that you run, you're usually getting a card or a credit. It's pretty good. Like, I actually think Dewey's the best shaper against assets. And maybe by a large margin. Pudma, okay, that's probably going to be fine. Is that enough? I don't know. Seems like the same thing every other shaper does, except you're rewarded for running. I do think you want to run pretty aggressively. So I think we're fine with this hand. We'll just put an end pot on HQ. Sorry, on R&D. I imagine a funhouse on R&D makes a problem for Pudma. Incoming Cacophony? Oh my god, you might be right. Maybe we need something worse than end the run. Hey, best of luck, have fun. Yeah, that's better. Ozmot is at least very powerful against Oko. I've been putting it in every single deck. I'll non-equivalent. Will I give Pudma credits? I don't think we want to. YDL is 4 credits. I think that's good enough for turn 1 because we get a credit from Nebula. If that's the case, we might as well just non-equivalent. No. We actually will nano management out of king making, I think. Dewey's basically green Lou. Yeah, that's a cool way of thinking about it. I think you rarely give credits with non-equivalent. I think you can. I think if you're on low credits, you definitely can. I don't think we need to. Knickknack, so they want to run. You think we do it? You think we play 7 for king making and hope for the best? I think we don't. I think we have to make sure that Pudma can't run with the Nuka. Draw. Res. Clickless hedge fund feels pretty good. We didn't. The king making would have whiffed, which is good to know. So we'll just click for a credit here. Yo, how you going, Winnegon? Yeah, play king making. Sorry, are you listening to the chat? It's 8? Yes, it's 8. Any deep dive doesn't warp the game plan too much. I just swapped for conduit. Not that deep dive isn't busto. Yeah, oh yeah, I think we're cooked. We're very cooked to triple Chesva. Stimmy, why are you listening to the? You shouldn't be listening. I'm explaining what I'm doing. Wait, why are you listening, Stimmy? That doesn't that seem a bit unreasonable? Like, I'm telling you where I'm placing my ice. Why would you listen? You realize the issue, the tension, right? Admitted stream sniping? Yeah, I guess. Fine. Wait, do you not see the issue? Would I tell you exactly what's in my hand and what's on the table? Like, I just thought that would be a non-starter. No scoping. But I don't know if it makes Oko a favorite matchup for Shaper. It's like one of your best tools for it. It's 2 cards a turn. That's really, really good. Fine, lol. Time to start lying. I mean, it's okay. We don't have that much going on. So we can go for it. I don't think we go for it until we have the actual guaranteed setup. I don't know how you break this. With Knickknack, maybe we just should put something on archives. Clickless hedge fund's pretty sick, but now I'm going to power draw and that's going to feel bad. Okay. So you actually can consider like preemptively popping Spin Doctor so there's no Knickknack server. But in theory, as soon as they install like a Coalescence, we'll just like crack the Spin Doctor and say like it's your Coalescence. Just Azuma, you're probably not favored, but adds another tech card. Yeah, for sure. Spark for Lobby. Oh, cool. So we see the whole deck. Paladin, Mystic, Buffer Drive. There's a, did I see a Beatrice in there? I did. Okay, so Lobby breaks Piranhas for what? 5? I think that's reasonable. We denied the KKR value with an ETR only ice. Oh my god, you're right. You don't need me successful run. Yeah, just shut up. Whatever, man. I feel like I'm just gonna go for it and hope for the best. There's like a couple hits in the deck. Damn, we're good. When people just don't get things like that seem like they must be universally understood and you have to explain sometimes, that seems so simple, but actually tough to explain because it's obvious to you. It's tough. Yeah, I know for sure. Like, maybe that's the first time you heard of it. Like, maybe it seems like a hangout. I don't know. Yeah, they might just not want to face check into it. On 4 credits, you can probably run a lot of things. I think if Nebula flips here, we're totally fine, right? Like, we just let it through. I don't think we res this, just so we can like YDL our non-equivalent the next turn. Okay, not sure why. In theory, they can grind themselves into piranhas. Oh, they put a orc on top of their deck, so they're gonna spark it, I guess. Oh, holy shit! No, they're spawning. They're knickknacking their big things. Okay, wait, this is this deck. That's sick. So it's like knickknacking the orca and the lobby. So that was gain 8, draw a card, which I don't know if that's great, but that's really fun. Spin Doctor. Okay, bad publicity. I guess you can just trash that. Yeah, yeah, hell yes. Yeah, I wanted to see this deck. I think it's a really goofy engine. Now Spark is gonna get back a lobby. Wasn't it gonna get back an orca? What happened to the orca? Wait, what happened? Oh, they added Spark to the top of the deck. Okay. Yeah, knick-knack the wolf. Okay. So here, I don't think we YDL. I think we just do draw hedge fund credit. The other order. End pot into lobby is okay. 3 credits, I guess. Seems like money's tough here. I don't know if you sell the lobby immediately, bring it back cheaply with the silent chip. We're actually not threatening to score out next turn. We might just post truth. Hey, Nanako the cat. Why are you rubbing your face? What a day. Okay, hold on. So funny to me that Nebula gains a credit. Yeah, I know. It's weird. What did they do? Spark, they got an orca because the breaker suite is here. I'm assuming they're going to like charge a wake or a conduit or something. Oh, not a conduit. You can't charge a conduit. I don't care. Consequences, they don't matter. We're on game point. We're on 2 credits though, so we're not threatening to score out. If we have a KPI, we actually can win on 2 credits. But they can definitely flip by running HQ. Impossible to play against? I wouldn't go that far. I think they just need to be running a bit more. But like, this is the issue. Is like, this is turn 6 and we've fast advanced 6 points from hand. Admittedly, if they interact, right? Like that doesn't happen. But again, we have a fast advanced 6 points from hand on turn 6. Oh, post-truth threatens the game. You're right. Oh, that's a good hit for them. Yeah, we just top deck a 2-1, which we have 2 and 26. We win. But this is the sort of games where like Nebula feels really frustrating, especially for casual play. Oh my God, it feels frustrating. You can win with the PTD and 2 credits, totally. Yeah, I forgot about that. Thing is like, piranhas are still very expensive. The thing is like, they want to play their weird, you know, buffer drive knick-knack combo deck, which is like goofy and fun. And then like Nebula just says, okay, ooh, I don't know if you want to do that with a spin on the table. They charged a lobby. Hey, Maddie. Planogram, YDL, YDL. We might not need to like credit max like that. Good thing you flip now, you get the credit. Honestly, Laura, yeah, real talk. It's like building a better world is now rotated, so who cares about the abilities when compared to Nebula? Oh, they jacked out. I guess they just want the charge. Okay. Gov sub. Yeah, we'll run it for cards. Draw 3, gaining credits. Feels good. So we just need money. We can just score out the nano management. So we'll just get money. Your turn. I'm not sure if you have time for that. Okay, now you have money. Never mind. Knick-knack sells the orca to gain 10 credits. I'm like, where's your money? Oh, there it is. End pot. Broken for 4. It's so funny to see that thing go so fast as it jump back into the heap. All right, so they have a 1 and 7 here to really just rip it from us. They whiffed. It sure is money. It's the fastest. There's no click for 10 credits button in the game. Don't think about what we did to get here, but there's no click for 10 credit button. Clickless 10 credits. Run for 10 credits. And a card. What beats that? Harmony back in. That's hilarious as an econ engine. I'm not convinced that there's enough that actually makes it work, but it's like worth trying out because it seems really fun. DZ, Lobi, Orca, Spark, Sure Gamble. Okay. And that is game, folks. I get why this is super frustrating. We're on 8 points. We fast advance everything. It's turn 8. Okay, good game. Yeah, that's a bit fast. What it is funny. Yeah, thanks for the game. Yeah, this is where I think a lot of people don't like Nebula, and I'm one of those players. I don't think an ID that should do this. I'll be honest. Pudma selling whales for money seems kind of out of character. Oh man. It's gonna say I was clicking for 10 credits. Stimmy over here is printing 10 cards for free. I'm mentioning Nebula too, but is that rushier than PD? You know, but PD puts their agendas on the table, right? Like PD lets you interact with them. Does PD score out on turn 8? No, probably turn, maybe it could, but like it actually plays, you know, the game of Netrunner that you're expecting. You can meaningfully interact with PD. Exactly. Local captain selling local wildlife. I wouldn't mind Nebula if it didn't give a credit. I feel like I wouldn't mind Nebula if it just flipped back. Just always flip back. Give yourself 1 turn so the runner doesn't have to run. The thing is, like, if we put our agendas in their remote server, they can run it, right? Here they have to take crapshoots 1 and 7. It flips us back for sure. But like the ice seems pretty good. After a couple hubs, it looks like it plays like cerebral imaging. Yeah, it kind of does. But you have to run every turn. Which cerebral imaging, you didn't have to. Technically you do if you think they're going to win. It's just like, it's very strange. I don't understand how this slots into elevation. This seems really different than everything else. Again, I don't know if it's the best thing. I do think people are learning to play against it. I do think people will tune it, but I do think just run-based stuff actually does kind of run over it a bit. All right, it's getting late. Again, we won't be back on Tuesday, I don't think. We might do a stream tomorrow on the side channel doing some Marvel Champion stuff. There's a chance it won't be out. We might not have enough time unless I wake up really early and get some stuff done. So we'll see if that works out. I want to give a huge thank you to all these names here and more. Welcome. We're getting to a bit of an ASMR stream. We had a couple nice patrons just join in this last week. Firstly, Diogen's name is there. Thanks so much, Diogen, for joining. But also we had a couple daily cast patrons. Oh no, it cleared. Hold on 1 second. It's some nice folks join up. Again, we're supported on Patreon. It gives me the time and the energy and the money and all that sort of stuff to make all the streaming happen, the video, the lives, all the sort of stuff. It takes time and money. We had Damian. Yeah, Damian. Hvala, thank you. Damian Kubrakovic and Mike Heilman joining on the daily cast here. Thank you so much. Super, super appreciated. If you want to take a second to leave a like on the video, that also helps a heck of a lot just in terms of YouTube algorithm stuff. And if you want to support the Métropole Grid on Patreon, you can find a link in the description. Any amount of contribution definitely helps, that's for sure. And thanks to all the folks who have their names here for more. Thanks for allowing self promo. Great stream. Yeah, of course, Cinder, and I'll have the link in the thing as well in the description. Have you considered spending 9 influence on chess on every deck? Honestly, kind of. I think it's really great. Thanks so much, Andre. Hey, Eris. Glad you've been enjoying it. Fun stream. Thanks again, as always. Glad y'all can make it. Nebula's busted, so I think Alco Acid Spam is more toxic. It might be. It might be. I do think other corps are definitely good in the set, and it'll take us a bit more time to figure it out. But yeah, those are the ones that are obviously performing, and I feel like people don't like them that much. We'll see how it works. With that, enjoy your weekend. In Montreal, there is a CTK this weekend. I won't be there for that, but hopefully you're having fun. It's on the 10th, if I'm not mistaken, and otherwise we'll be back next week. Take care, y'all. Bye.